Hey everybody, welcome to the Holy Guacamole podcast. I'm Brad. You might have recognized me from last week, and I'm sitting across.
Cameron, I was here 2 weeks ago.
Oh, it's incredible!
No Harry.
No Harry today for the first time in HQ history, at least on the Twitch side of things. It wasn't meant to be the first time. 2 weeks ago was meant to be the first time. But as if you're an avid fan of the podcast, you'd know that's my stomach is not what it used to be.
The infamous pad thai incident of 2022.
It's betrayed by my favourite things like pad thais. And I feel like it's gotten worse over the past few years. The more places that have been doing pad thai just have this stock standard pad thai. I swear I've gone to like 3 or 4 different places, and every time I get that box delivered to me, I'm trying my hardest not to smack the desk. Every time I get that box delivered to me, it's the exact same noodly package, and I pull it out, and it's just dripping oil everywhere.
Oil City.
Yep, it is just the noodles are floating and cooking and bubbles. It looked a lot nicer the first night, and not as nice the fourth night.
Fourth night round.
That's old news.
Old news. 2 weeks later, lots have happened.
So much has happened.
Yeah.
I had a great day yesterday.
So did I.
That happened.
It was first time in 8 months.
Yeah, we were a part of it.
We played Dungeons and Dragons.
Which, for those of you who don't know, it's probably the best game that was ever invented. That is my genuine opinion. I think Dungeons and Dragons.
I have a Dungeons and Dragons tattoos all over my body. I 100% agree. I never remember which ear it is. I think it's this one. I got the D20 behind.
Oh, yep, absolutely.
So I can't show the camera. But I got
beautiful.
a D20 behind my ear.
I have no D&D tattoos,
You've got no tattoos that mean anything other than where you've lived.
That's everything, Cam.
I know.
That's where I grew up. That's my home.
I live in the trees.
Fuck, I said I wasn't going to dox anymore. And we're...
You're a liability, man. Well, good morning, Adam.
Good morning. This is why we can never do anything live, because I'm like the Tom Holland of Holy Guacamole.
Is that...
You know that little...
Yeah, you keep spoiling everything.
Yeah,
what a legend.
Instead of spoiling, I just reveal people's addresses.
Spoil your life and
mainly
privacy.
Just mine. Well, it was actually I was thinking on the drive over here some like quick stories to tell, and mainly just how I was going to introduce myself. And then for some reason, because it's a wacky story, and I always love telling it, I was going to talk about how I lost my virginity. But then I thought maybe that was like a little too personal, like a little too close. It was mainly because I wanted to tell you.
Yeah.
And I feel like that would be a fun story, but then I'm like, oh, the world's watching. And it also sort of like involves my family. So if my family...
Brad, I have a very similar story that involves my family. Do we want to remove names and maybe...
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Mum, Dad, if you ever watch this, please... I know you like watching the content I create, but don't watch this ever.
But your mum and dad.
Please, yeah.
Who might? Ooh.
And yeah, Brad's parents, don't watch this.
Mum already knows.
Oh, legend. I think my dad might know, but I don't want him to know if he doesn't.
So is this also about your loss
It is.
of virginity?
It is.
All right, well.
Do you want to go first?
It wasn't in my list of subjects.
We were going to talk about onions.
Yes, absolutely. I'd love to. It is a fun story. I love telling it. It was at the ripe. It's not a fun word to describe it. It was at the beautiful young age of 17, year 11. And I was talking to this girl. We're gonna call her Hess.
Can I guess that there's one letter change?
Yeah, it's the E.
The religious figure in Christianity is Jesus, may I say?
Yeah, that's the one. So me and S were talking for a while. Purely online. This was one of those, I believe, Tinder, if not Tinder, pre-Tinder. The first app I ever discovered, which was called Hot or Not. I was in fact hot, apparently. And all that happened, and she lived in Brisbane. So we talked for a couple months, and then I had family that lived in Brisbane, and I was like, hey, I'm going to go tell my mom that I'm going to go stay with my family, and then I'll tell them, like, hey, I'm going to go have lunch, and then let's finally meet. Well, this wasn't the first time, actually. This is the second time. First, I'm not that sleazy. First time, I thought we'd just meet up, we'd say hi, we'd see, how we look. Actually, very first time we started talking, I found out she was catfishing me,
Oh,
and she was sending photos of someone else, and I was a little hurt. But then she sent a photo of herself, and I was like, "You're beautiful. What? what? Why are you hiding behind?" I don't even think it was her friend. I think it was someone she went to school with.
it's just the modern oppression of teenagers, man.
Yeah, it felt a little sad to be
Yeah,
honest.
for sure.
And yeah, maybe it was because of the relief that I just didn't care about the lies or anything, or maybe it was just a little horny young lad. But I completely blew past. Anyway, yes. So the second time going up to see it, and I was like, you know what? Let's go. Everyone's talking about it. Everyone's doing it. Let's take that final passage ride and chuck that card off. Goodbye. And she said, yes, sounds incredible. So I fly there to my family and stay at their place. And of course, very quickly realized that we don't really have a space, assemble, because we don't have a car and it's not my place and my family's there all the time. It was two older family members. And I have the genius idea because they live in a big old apartment building,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so tall and high. And I've gone up to the very top to play some tennis, and it's always been empty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, hey, yes, how about you come back to our apartment building and we go to the roof and then we just get it on up there. And she agreed, which was incredible. I was so excited. So I meet her. We go up. We take the elevator. We go to the top floor. We start, getting it going, doing a little, and then it starts kicking off. I start hear some sounds. And realize as I look around, we're in fact not the tallest apartment building. And there is, in fact, like 3 or 4 other tall apartment buildings, like directly across the street. And I'm looking around, and there's like a couple on that balcony. There's a man on that balcony. There are people surrounding us. And like it started with the odd whistle here. And God, it feels weird to remember. There were people just cheering. I had applause. I had people going, yeah, buddy, give it to it. I felt awful for her because like I was all right. I didn't really care, but that's got to be like the worst. Like you're ready for this experience. I don't know if it's really a thing where it means a little more to the girl than more to the guy. That societal standard of guys who just want to get it done, but maybe someone wants it a bit more romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I was more just like, I want to fucking see what this feels like. Everyone's goddamn talking about it. And the pressure got to me.
Of course.
So I couldn't really get it going. And she realized that, and she realized how awkward this was because there were people still cheering and go like, come on, you can. So we sort of, stopped. It was also very uncomfortable. We sort of just ended up just going on the ground, and it was like this big old pebbly surface, and it was very rocky, and I was sticking my hands in it, and I was getting rocks.
You said there was a tennis court on the roof.
Yeah, there was a
You
tennis
should have
court.
gone on that pressurized tarmac or whatever they used. That bounce would have
Oh my God. Yeah, well,
the feedback.
I thought of that, but then I was like, well, what are the chances? What if someone actually does come off? Let's like go sneak around to the pebbly court on the side.
The penthouse old couple come up for their afternoon game of tennis, and there's Brad Gorilla.
It could have been.
Oh.
Thinking about it in hindsight, anyone.
Apparently, it didn't matter because old mate over the road got his telescopic lens out. And do you think anyone could have filmed it?
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. If it was, in fact, it was probably around the Reddity days. There's probably
Yeah.
a post on like,
R/Brisbane or Gold Coast
or
or
public, indecency, and it's just slow zoom in of just some teenager. Just I won't describe it too much.
Please don't.
It didn't work out. That was not the moment where it happens. I would not consider that, but it still happened.
Yeah.
So we gave up, and I'm like, you want to just go like watch some TV on Nana's? In just said the family member. And you just go and see in the family family member's apartment. Oh shit, Noah's here. Hi Noah. And yeah, so we went to watch some TV. We decided that the going's still good. There's still a chance to finish what we started. That bathroom's looking mighty empty. And long story short, it was in my elderly family member's bathtub, and it was magical.
Bathtub.
It was incredible. Yep, it was painful. It was
Yep.
sore, but it was
Put some towels down.
Nope. I just hopped in the bath and I was like, it's better than pebbles.
I would agree. Why is it that every time I come on this podcast, it comes back to bathtub? Oranges in the bath, sex in the bath.
Oranges in the bath sounds a lot nicer. I
Nah.
never got to experience that. My mum has a bathtub, so I might actually go and try
Do
and
it.
eat some oranges in the bathtub.
Now, what would you rate that out of 10 as an experience?
For a first time, well, it's got different stages. At the start, it was definitely looking very bleak, but towards the end, I would give it 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10?
It had drama.
You'll never forget about it.
I'll never forget about it. Family members will never forget about it if they know, which I think they might. And hopefully she'll never forget about it. I've never talked to her.
Did you speak to her after that day?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I care about.
Yeah, but I don't think it really worked out after that. I think that was a bit too. I think we lasted a couple more months. And it was like
Long distance at that age is rough.
It's just not really working out. Yeah,
The boss man's mad at us.
Um.
I think he's just saved me from telling my story.
Wait, so I'm the only one who has to expose it.
I feel like I have to tell my story in sympathy for you.
Yeah, so true. But yeah, Cam, how did you go?
Well, I was 2 weeks after turning 18.
Oh, incredible, legal.
Yeah, exactly. The
What
girl
made
was
you
older, but
go?
we'll get to that. Every year I house sit my uncle's house. Well, back then I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that house he bought off his parents, so my grandparents.
Nice.
And it was the house that they raised their 4 sons in,
Oh,
including my father. And I'd always house sit it, love the house. They still own it. And I was chilling there. It's about 2 weeks over Christmas. As you know, my birthday's at the end of the year. And I invite a good friend over.
Ooh,
And
good
he and
friend.
I, we stay there for 2 weeks. We're just chilling.
Okay.
We have a little bit of, chemicals.
Good times, of course. 2 weeks, house to yourself, 18.
You know what we're doing then.
makes
We've
sense.
got the oregano. We've
Yep.
got Lucy,
The
if that makes any
paprika.
sense.
Sure.
You know what Lucy?
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. No,
So we
gotcha.
did that at the beginning of the week,
Yeah.
and I was young, so it rocked my
Oh,
world, and it
for
took like
sure.
3 days to recover.
Without a doubt. Absolutely.
He's seeing a girl at the time,
Oh, okay.
and I know her. I've just remembered more details of this story, and I really don't know if I should be telling it. And her best friend I've known for years. Literally, she's one of the first people I can remember meeting in play
Oh,
school.
beautiful.
And
Love
we-
story.
we-
Play school.
Our lives had interconnected many times
Oh, yeah,
through
but-
school, through hobbies, through friend groups.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, she rocks up one day, and it's the 4 of us, and we all start. It doesn't get that intense. I do have a story about that as well. We'll get to another day, but I think Harry wants to be there for that. We start enjoying oregano. We start smoking a bit of weed,
Incredible. Lovely.
and all 4 of us are getting into it.
Yeah.
And he keeps telling me, "Yo, like, she's interested." I was like, "Okay, whatever." And on this street, I'm not going to say where it is because I'm not Brad, but it's a pretty good drifting street. Now, in Canberra, there's not a lot to do, so a lot of teenagers just like to drift. And I come from a mechanical background, so I used to just like getting, yes,
As
Brad.
a teenager who did not drift,
Mhm.
like in a car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a really, really nice corner after a long straight with no speed bumps.
Interesting.
And
okay.
so that we have all these kids in Skylines. They park up the front. They do all their stuff, and I used to just like watching it. So they're all inside watching a movie, I think, and I just go outside to have a cigarette
Of
and
course.
a little bit
Nice,
of vodka,
nice.
and
Of
I'm
course.
watching these cars drift.
Party. God damn.
And she comes out, and then just out of nowhere we start kissing. I'm like, oh, your boy's gonna do it.
By the drifting street.
Now, I don't know if you know about the mechanics of Lucy, but this was the first time I'd done anything since then
Mm.
and it all just started kicking in again. I was getting flashbacks to the psychedelic high I'd had a week ago,
Oh, shit.
and I was tripping balls.
Interesting. Without any additional, just all flashbacks, PTSD. Wow. Interesting.
So we make it into the bedroom and we start doing stuff. I'm not going to describe what we're doing because that's a step way too far.
Yeah, for sure.
We and we're going at it, and I think it was terrible because I'm tripping, and something dawns on me. I'm currently in my father's childhood bedroom.
Oh, it's like the grossest version of Back to the Future.
Yeah. And that dawned on me. Should have, if I was sober, probably I would have, toned it down, stopped, had a shower. But I just started having like a celestial rebirth. Yeah, it quickly came to an end.
It's so much more brutal.
So then we just lay in bed for a bit, and I'm kind of having like this weird existential crisis. She was super nice. We were chatting about the good old days, and then her friend came, picked both of them up. And I go out to my friend, and he's like, yeah, man, congratulating me. And I just sit down, and I just have a mad existential crisis, and he had no idea how to deal with it.
Holy shit. Did you end up telling her, like, as you're laying there, like, this is where my papa once slept?
No, but she knew it was a family house. So I think she put it together. We never spoke again after that. I think a few weeks later, I went in to have my wisdom teeth taken out, and she sent me a message of support. That was the last time we ever spoke.
Oh, okay.
Nothing ill against her. She's an incredible girl, and I've ran into her at
sure.
parties, and we didn't speak, but I've seen her. Wonderful girl.
For sure.
There is a continuation to that story.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yes.
Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. All right, we've only got 7 viewers. I'm not going to get in trouble for this. We better not get big.
It must be 30 minutes of this.
I feel really bad about this part.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, be honest. Let it out.
Okay, the ad starts in 10 minutes. I can probably
Squeeze it in.
do that.
And then we can never talk about anything like this. We have
No,
so
we're
many
going on to
more
onions.
Wholesome. Please don't worry. It's going to get better.
At the time, I was addicted to a game called Destiny.
Yes.
I still love it. I don't play it nearly as much as I used to back then, but I used to play it a lot. And
Yeah.
I'm not a competitive game guy.
Yeah.
I don't really play games with people unless it's like Minecraft or fun stuff with you
Yes,
guys. So that's why I like Destiny, because it wasn't competitive and I could play with 3-6 people.
Yeah, okay.
And a new raid had come out. I'm not going to tell you which one because it really pins down who I was playing with. And
shit.
I had 2 really good friends.
Okay.
One of them I'm still really good friends with. The other one was the guy that I was in that house with.
Oh.
And then
Okay.
the first guy, who we're going to call A and L, we'll call them.
A-L.
A filled up the rest of the party with friends from his school, and over the years I met them, and I never got close to them because I'd just play and talk to my other friends, and they would play, and they were really nice guys, and I loved them all.
Okay. All the buddies. A's buddies.
A few weeks after that incident, we're playing Destiny, and one of these guys is talking about how he's having troubles in his relationship,
Oh, shit.
and it had been a pretty
Damn.
secret relationship on and off for a few years.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden I get a notification from L.
Uh-huh.
And I go into that and he just says, call me. So I call him, mute everything. And he's like, oh, I forgot to tell you, he's dating the girl. Yeah.
That he's having issues
Yeah.
with. Oh, God. At that point, had you have given any advice towards him?
Oh, yeah. I'd been consoling him for about 6 hours.
No. It is a small.
Good morning. How you doing,
world.
Statics? You've tuned in at the worst time.
The best time.
But
oh, God.
I then got back into the call and he started to put things together and realized what had happened.
What?
Luckily, he didn't really care because he kind of knew what was going on.
Okay.
But that
Cool.
was the time that I cucked a guy I'd been playing Destiny with for about 4 years, 3 years.
Wait, so how long after your little tidbit was this Destiny session?
About 2 weeks,
Imagine.
if that.
They
They were on and off.
Gotcha. Yes, that classic 18-year-olds on and off. Thanks, CJ. I appreciate it. I think it's more the energy that this treat people with kindness shirt gives out.
Definitely.
Sorry. That is incredible. That is so unbelievably awkward. To just
It scarred me so much I didn't have sex for another year and a half.
Like,
During the most prominent, we'd graduated. I was working as a bartender. I was first year of university. I just avoided speaking to anyone.
yeah, that is scarring. It makes me wonder if that person knew from the start and then they just wanted to try and coax you into admitting it.
I think he did. I also haven't spoken to him since. I did see him at a party though, and he was pretty chill.
Oh,
but his
God.
friend defended him hard and hated me ever since. Even though I didn't know. I honest to God didn't know going into it.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that's the. I think it's one of the greatest stories I've got up my sleeve. Never thought I'd tell it live, but yeah.
I guess I never really thought I'd tell this one live either. What a
We're the Chaos
start
Crew.
to
Who
the
put us on a
podcast. As
podcast?
soon as Harry leaves the Twitch, we take over and we destroy it. HQ comes crashing. You remember when, before we started rolling, I asked, hey, so just real quick, are all cards off the table with this podcast? Can I just sort of chat? That was the moment I was looking for a hey, just keep it. And I feel like that's probably a bit unfair to you guys because you probably weren't sitting there thinking that he's going to start talking about the first time he ever laid with a female. But
I don't think anyone else in HQ would have had that conversation. We probably could have coaxed it out of Lachlan. I think I know Lachlan's story. I think we discussed it drunk once. I think he actually might be one person that knows that story that I just told. Yeah.
Really? Wow. God, would this have been like maybe one of his parties? We don't really drink together.
No,
too
I
much,
think I've been to
honest.
2 of his parties.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that. He can talk about that.
For sure. Hey, welcome to everyone in the chat that we haven't had a chat.
Hope you're having a good Sunday morning. We're having a wonderful Sunday morning, reliving old memories.
On
What
the
are we doing?
Lord's Day.
Ask me about my wiener.
Ask me about my winner.
Have you yet to experience that?
No, that's my first time.
It's
Thank you very
incredible.
much. The wiener isn't here.
Yeah,
I believe he's in with Harrison.
we're wienerless. He was too young to be present for these stories.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Have you seen the movie that clip's from?
I may have. I didn't really pick up on what it was.
It's accepted. It's got that movie. It's about these kids that couldn't make it into college, so they make like a fake college website. These 4 kids.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they don't have to go, but then when they actually made the website, they made it so you could actually apply. So then like hundreds of kids showed up and they brought their
Yeah.
money. So they're like,
I think I watched that with you.
it is a very good movie. Really?
Yeah.
I would have definitely shown it at some point 'cause I love it. It's an incredible movie.
It's definitely not my first time experiencing wiener. It's that wiener. I'm wiener experienced. I think that, I'm just thinking about it. I think there's only like 4 stories I'd never tell on here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that one of them?
It probably would have been the 5th.
Interesting. Well, that's probably going to be out of how many episodes long this podcast runs. It might get cancelled today. We might.
Yeah,
hit the
we're
end
never
button.
appearing on this again.
He says you guys are banned from talking.
It's going to be Harry and Adam from here on out.
He's drawing up the list now. All right. I didn't think I need to make this before, guys, but lists of things you cannot talk about while on the podcast. Underage sex.
Yeah, mine was legal. She was older than me. You, on the other hand, my friend, have admitted to a crime.
No.
Oh, wait, I admitted to a crime too. Ah, shit.
Yeah, it wasn't legal then, buddy.
Oh, yeah, last podcast.
Yeah, so I guess since we're coming up to the ad break, we could start talking about some things we'll be talking about
Yeah.
after the ad break.
I don't know anymore. You've got a list.
I've got a couple of things. One of the things that was thrown out is we realized yesterday while playing Dungeons and Dragons that we both share a very similar love for onions, which a lot of people don't share. So we got some onion things to talk about. I can talk about my classic lunchtime snack.
I would
at
like
my
to hear it.
papa's house. And then I guess we'll talk about our favorite onions.
Mhm.
Also wanted to talk a bit maybe about with the new Game of Thrones show coming out. What's it called?
House of Dragon.
House of Dragon. We were gonna not necessarily talk about House of Dragons. We haven't seen it yet. I actually just wanted to because I know nothing about House of Dragon. Do you know the premise of where it's set? and
I
what's
know the
going
premise,
on?
but I haven't read the book it's based on.
Okay, because I was thinking maybe because I've got no idea what's going on, I could sort of describe what I think the show is and what it's going to be, and you can let me know how accurate I am. Oh, thanks for checking.
Enjoy
in.
your work, my friend. I'll see you soon. Good night. Enjoy
That-
your Sunday.
That's your tattoo fellow, isn't it?
No, he's just a good friend.
I see. Okay.
My tattoo man doesn't Doesn't stream yet. He
Okay.
will though. I'm
Exciting.
waiting for it.
Exciting. So a bit of Game of Thrones. We're also going to talk about maybe doing a Game of Thrones
Tier list, character tier list.
I've got
It's massive. That link I sent was
Yes,
massive.
I
It's
did
probably
not
going to be
realize.
3 hours long.
I had a bunch of different ideas for categories, but we'll probably only have time for one if we're doing all of those characters.
We could try and find a Onion one. That website. I think we should during the ad break. We'll quickly look up Onion tier lists
Yes.
and see.
Incredible. If you preview, that's what you get to watch.
Yeah, and Noah, you asked of the schedule. We will discuss the schedule first thing after the ad break, and then jump into Onion tier lists.
For sure, for sure. And I think that was pretty much last but not least. If we have time, I still have weeks ago, and even last week, I have a bunch of questions about religion.
Oh god,
I have had no religious training in my life. I went to fully public schools, so the fact that people had classes about Jesus and the Lord and all that blows my mind. And I have a berserk amount of questions, such as like, so why the cross?
that's where he was.
Yeah, but like, how did they start thinking of that?
It was a torture device.
It was a torture
for
device.
years. That they did it to everyone. Crucifixion was just a punishment.
It's a symbol for the entire religion.
Well, it's his suffering,
Oh,
and
well.
he suffered for us.
stay tuned.
I'm not religious, by the way. Enjoy the ad break. Oh my.
I see. Well,
Yes, we
will
do.
never talk
I just wanted to tell.
about those people ever. Where's the OBS so I can swap over to the share screen? And what's the Game of Thrones one? Do I just search Onion tier list?
Yeah, tier maker.
Rank it now. Oh my god, incredible!
That's a pretty good collection of
Incredible.
onions.
Nice and easy. Can you name them all?
I'm gonna say what is it? That's
Spring
onion,
for sure.
leek.
Yep.
A small white onion.
Yep.
Red onion.
Yep.
Brown onion.
Really, I
Well,
call them
probably
shallots.
Shallot. Yeah.
And that's brown.
Oh, that's a brown. Yeah,
And
true.
that's
It's
a
a
white.
white. So that one, that small one's probably it's
Interesting.
probably a Spanish.
This is the only one I don't really know about.
It's a pearl onion.
And pearling.
I've got the names here, so
Oh, nice.
we'll go through that.
And while it is just Noah and maybe a couple others hanging around, I will address the Saints Row comments that have been thrown out. Saints Row's out, which is super exciting. I think maybe me, Harry, or other people might go give that a playthrough. Have you played the Saints Row series?
I played the one with the really funny character creator, but it was just a bit.
Yes.
I liked it.
Yes, I definitely. Saints Row 2 has always been one of my absolute favorites back when it was like a bit more serious and
Yeah.
like it just hit a little bit harder. I still have that one scene of Carlos and as he was being dragged behind the cars on chains and just how sad it made me. But yeah, Saints Row 3 and 4 definitely got a little goofier. And I'm
Welcome back from the
very
ad break.
interested. Hey guys.
Do
how
we
you
quickly
doing?
want to do the sketch before onion?
Yes, for sure. So do I just have to
Yep.
minimize that bad
Welcome
boy?
to the schedule.
Alrighty. So Sunday we have, as always, the HU podcast that's
Yep.
happening right now.
That's pending cancellation.
may not be
We
here
will
next
have
week.
meetings during the week. I mean, I won't. We are banned from any business decisions regarding content.
I'm so sorry. On Monday, we have Adam coming in for his stream. I believe that's corrected from last week, his cheeky little Tuesday.
Yep.
I'm not too sure what he'll be streaming, but check it out, 8 p.m. On Tuesday, we have Mitch in the morning. Great to listen to while you're at work. He does some beautifully calm tunes, and if you save up enough channel points, you can get your own song custom made by him or in a whole bunch of other features. It's great. Also, during that night, me and Harry, I think me for the first time in weeks, I'll actually be there for a Turbo Tuesday.
Check it out.
For all our Dota 2 viewers, Wednesday, I don't think Stone Block's ready just yet.
Give it another week, I reckon.
Another week.
I'm still moving into a house.
Yeah, true.
I'm almost ready.
I'm very excited to maybe hopefully hop on and
I
just-
want everyone on there. I just want crazy Minecraft Wednesdays.
We also have Harry's beautiful Bannerlord stream. If you haven't checked that out, it has been incredible. It is the most interactive stream I've seen. The fact that you can essentially play the game with the streamer, helping them or crushing them is just incredible. Absolutely go see it.
So good.
Mitch again on Thursday. Mitch in the morning doing some more music. In fact, maybe just keep an eye out because sometimes he's on like every day.
Yeah.
Like these are the absolute days, but just he's a very frequent streamer. We have Adam again Friday nights again at 8 p.m. and then Mitch in the morning.
As I say every week,
Saturday.
start your weekend with a bit of Mitch. Chuck him on in the background while you're doing your chores,
Yep.
vacuuming, mopping.
For sure.
It's a wonderful time.
That is the next week.
That is the schedule.
Holy guacamole. Oh, Bannerlord now on Wednesdays for now. It used to be Mondays.
Yes, and will that be happening before a stone block or after a stone block, or will it be replaced by stone block? That's a Harry
great
question, and we should have asked beforehand.
because I believe he'll be participating in both. Maybe he'll be ducking between Stoneblock and Bannerlord.
Will you two be streaming one day?
Yeah, I'm sure we could figure out something to stream. What's a game we have in common? You like car games?
I don't like car games. I really don't like car games, Brad.
Okay.
I just like Formula One.
Okay, yeah, that
I like
makes
weird
sense.
games.
Weird games.
Weird story games.
Oh, great. Well, sweet. I love weird story games. In fact, do you know the game where you progress through the game by blinking?
That rings a bell.
I would love to play the
Let's
game
do
with
it.
you because
Let's
I
do
watched
it.
someone play and I'd love to watch you play.
Okay.
It's a very cool concept that you play.
Can you play it with glasses, or am I going to be playing it blind and you give me commands?
It's a great question. We might have to find out. I don't know about that one. Mitch is trying to stream every day of September. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Very nice.
Incredible. Go help him out. That is quite the task, and it only helps when he has some actual people there supporting him
Yep.
and doing it so he can get through. And that's the schedule.
That's the schedule.
And yeah, hopefully we'll stream one day soon. All right. What's to go through first? I guess
Let's do this onion tier.
I have the onion. I have the onion tier list up, so may as well do it. So for those who weren't present during the ad break, these are the onions we have to work with. We have the spring onion, the leek, we the pearl
onion.
Yes,
Yep.
of course. Yep. No, I absolutely remember that now. The red/Spanish onion, the shallot, a regular white onion, and then some brown onions.
Brown onion. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rank them, I guess, just on like tastiness or
Usefulness, tastiness.
Usefulness overall.
Yeah.
Well, this is gonna be hard because we love onions.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of S and A
So,
tiers.
yeah,
It kind of seems redundant, but I think there's a hierarchy I can see in that.
okay. All right. Well, first off, spring onion.
I love a spring onion.
I also love a spring onion, but I guess something that holds me back is you don't use the whole spring onion.
100% agree. I try to use it. You know, you use your white bits when you're frying and your green bits to garnish, but you still will always be left with a dirty little bit of head that goes in the compost. And I'm not a fan of that.
And also, I find when buying it and storing it, it is so long and floppy
100%.
and inconvenient, and then it bends and it gets weird. Like, it's super practical and it can pretty much go on like any dish or used as any garnish. But we have to try and rank something a little low.
Here we go. I think S tier. We're only allowed one S tier each.
Yes. Yes. In fact, actually, how many? We have seven to choose from and 5 tiers. So 1 S and at least 1 in every other tier.
We'll try. I'm going to say B for spring onion.
B seems pretty great. I was going to say B as well. Absolutely. It's like not perfect, but it's just too practical to put any lower.
It is the king of the chef's toolbox.
Yeah.
I garnish everything with it. And before we even get any further, my girlfriend hates onion. It's her least favorite food. And it's my favorite food. So
actually, I think I'm in the exact same boat.
Yeah.
Michelle,
I have a little onion pan that's purely allowed for onion.
yeah, absolutely. I have to do my little onion cooking and then separate it. And then I always like when I'm like, oh, but I really want to like cook the onion like in the gravy. Like,
Right.
and just cook it afterwards. It's like, it's not the same. It's got to be together. It's got to be blended. You got to get your food interacting and forming that connection.
The oils from the onion is the best part of onion.
Yes, absolutely. That's why you always, not only just because it takes a while to cook, but that's why you do your onions first before you chuck your meat in there so you can get those onion juices
100%.
slithering and seething. I'm also going to be talking a lot of absolute baloney because I'm not a certified chef and I just put in the pan what I think will taste nice. And I'm still whacking the table. I can't.
You're getting better. You'll train yourself out of it.
I'm like poking to instead of whack, but it's still. I need like a pillow or a cushion I can just sort of point.
Brad, you can say your girlfriend's name, just not her mum's address.
Sweet. Okay, cool. I wasn't wasn't too sure. As I said, Michelle, my lovely partner. I don't know why I'm being so kind. I said as I was leaving, hey, you should check out the podcast, and she was like, I got better things to do. And I was like, oh, okay. What's better than
Supporting your lovely partner.
Actually, I hope she's not watching the podcast up to the first segment.
My girlfriend knows that story very well, but she's fast asleep because she finished work at 4 o'clock last night.
Michelle is not because she did not sleep at all last night.
Poor thing.
Because she's getting a new work cycle. She's been previously been working nights, but now she's started a new job and she's going to be working mornings again. So she's like, I will not sleep last night so I could be super tired for tonight and get a full night's rest. So she is not asleep, but she's definitely not watching.
No.
Because I feel like I would be getting yelled at either on that chat
or your phone
or on that one.
Yeah.
But it's also a do not disturb.
Ooh, you're brave. I'm keen to see you turn that off.
Next onion.
Leek.
I don't know a lot about a leek.
I love a leek. I love a chicken and leek pie.
Okay, I've never really used it, to be honest.
I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
I don't consider it an onion.
Yeah, absolutely. I've never really thought of, granted, I've never used it, but yeah, I've never thought, oh yeah, that onion leek.
Yeah.
Just for that reason alone, like it might be useful, but it is the least oniony onion
Yeah.
out of this batch.
I love it in a chicken and leek pie. I love a leek soup, potato and leek soup,
Yeah.
but I don't consider it an onion.
I'm sorry, in
It
terms of...
If we were doing a vegetable tier list, it'd probably be an A and B for me. But this is an onion tier list, so it's a D.
Damn. D for the leek. Honestly, who didn't see that coming?
Who didn't see
Out
it
of all those onions, of course, it's going to be the leek. Also, an incredible pun for those of my
leek in the sink.
leek in the sink. Of those cloudy with the chance of meatballs too. Did you ever watch it?
No.
It was a lovely pun where they were like, the premise of
Yeah.
where it's like a bunch of food is like, Actually, no, the first one was a food storm, but the second one is the food actually came alive. And then there was a funny joke where they were running around. They're like, "There's a leak in my boat."
All I know about it is the original script was absolutely. It was like the two guys that made it. I could be getting this completely wrong, but they wanted to do like an R-rated horror movie, animated, and they took it to publishers, and the publishers kept saying no. So then they just, as a joke, made it into a kids movie, and then DreamWorks was like, "Yeah, we'll make it. Here's a like $2 billion budget."
How was Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs?
That wasn't
Horror.
called that, but it was about a scientist and food storms and all this stuff.
Wow.
I could be speaking out my absolute ass, but I remember hearing something about
Release the script.
Yeah,
That sounds
right?
incredible.
It was.
You cowards?
They're the guys that worked on the Lego movie too.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vibes. Well, it was
You're the
Sony.
movie guy.
It was, Sony animation for Cloudy with a Chance, and I think as well the Lego movie. So maybe. I don't know. Anywho, pearls. Now, I can't recall an exact time I've cooked or used with a pearl. It seems like they seem like tiny little white onions, and you use them for maybe like roasts or...
You can do that.
Yeah.
Or
Or
you can pickle them.
you pickle them. Is this another fermentation bullshit you
Pickled onion. You never seen like a bar onion?
No.
Oh, brother. Pickled onions are the best.
Okay.
I don't think you'd like it because you don't like fermented shit.
No, but I do like pickles. Is pickles fermented?
Yeah, a pickle is a fermented cucumber. Well, sorry, it's a preserved. There's two. Yeah, it's two different kinds. You can ferment something and you can preserve something, and they're very similar process.
So wait, hold on. So let me just double checking because I
Yep.
think fermentation, right, is when you just leave something in like a jar or whatever, and you just let it
You're encouraging encouraging good
mold
growth.
and germs to grow. Over it,
Yes.
and it dies and it rots, and that sounds delicious to some people.
And pickled is you're storing it for longer by putting it in vinegar and salt, basically. You make a brine.
Okay,
I think
yes.
similar things happen. I think you do get good bacteria from a pickle,
Mm-hmm.
but they are different.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, pickled onions are banging, and you tend to use
pearls for
pearls.
those. Well, I love pickles.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I guess I love onions. So a pickled onion.
We should get a jar for the next podcast.
Try some pearls.
We should try some onions
Write
next
that on
podcast.
I'll write that on the list afterwards. All right. So
I'd personally put it in A, but I'm happy for you to decide.
well, I'm taking a quick look at some of the other onions we have to go through. And what is oh, that's the that's the pearls there.
That's the pearls.
Because I mean, look, we've got a lot of really good onions here. I mean, shallots, but I use shallots a lot. Interesting. I kind of want to put it in like something's got to go in C. You know,
No, it doesn't necessarily have to go in C.
One
Bradley.
of these has to go in
Doesn't necessarily.
C. We got it. Yeah. Okay. Okay. You know what?
I'll meet you at B.
I'll meet you at B. We'll do a little B. Spring onions and pearls sitting at the B category. Now, Spanish onions.
Spanish
Cam,
onions.
They have a special place in my heart.
Are we going to agree that they're the king of the onions?
I would love to if you would take that opinion with me. You can do. I
Mm.
think everything, like you can use the Spanish onion for everything you could use a brown onion for.
Yep.
But you can't use a brown onion for everything you could use a Spanish onion for.
100% agree.
And Spanish onions in particular are just nostalgic. So I might have a little bit of a basis because long time ago when I was a little tucker and I was at my dad's house on the weekends and he was not really great at having food in the house available. Unless I wanted frozen chicken Kievs, that man was empty and I didn't know how to use the oven. Mainly because God, I'm so bad at just segueing. Dad ruined the onions. He ruined the oven. He washed it and cleaned it one day, and he wiped off all of the numbers and all of the oven settings, and he had it memorized, but I had no idea.
Yeah.
So
You're blasting, convection electric at 300, and you're like, man, why are these Kievs going black?
I thought I was an awful oven user for years. It's just I just didn't know what I was doing because there was no way to know what I was doing. But yeah, so there was not a lot of food in the house. But one thing I can almost always guarantee Dad to having was some bread, all dressings, either it was like French or Italian,
Yum.
and a half or a full Spanish onion in the bottom of the fridge.
Nice.
So I learned quickly to survive. I had to make something with that. And one of my favorite foods is cutting up and dicing up that Spanish onion, buttering the shit out of some bread, plopping like a whole diced Spanish onion on that bread, squeezing some Italian dressing on the top, and I'll just have my little onion and dressing sandwich.
It sounds incredible.
It was incredible. A lot of people judge me for that, and I think they have poor taste.
Yep.
I think it takes a certain tongue and taste bud combination to appreciate the crunch of an onion, the spice of an onion, and it's in the flavor. It's got everything.
It's a hydrating effect. I thoroughly enjoy it.
A perfect texture, and combine that with some sweet dressing and maybe a bit spicy, a bit vinegary, and then you put that between some nice soft buttered loaves, and it's something that you can sort of take that fundamental recipe and apply it in a whole bunch of different directions. If you've got, one time Dad had a baguette, a whole loaf of baguette, so I made like a bunch of little sliders of like onion and salad dressing, or if you had some leftover rolls or some pita bread or whatever, it is a universal sandwich.
I'm a big fan of pita bread, hummus, and onion.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah,
please.
Yeah, it's good.
We would never have dip because that man would chew through the dip. He was a dip lover.
See, I'm a French onion and onion kind of guy. You smear French onion.
French onion.
Yeah, it's
like
a
the
dip.
dressing. Oh, the dip. Oh,
And
French
then you put
onion
onions in the French onion. That's good.
Onions in your onions.
Oh, I just love onion. I feel like this is a very biased. Anyone else would be bullying you for your sandwich, but having me on's just G'ing it up.
Anyone and everyone would bully me. I hope some of you guys hopefully know. Hopefully, I mean, I know we love onions, but hopefully some of you appreciate onions.
Yeah,
like
use onions.
So anyway, I think S.
It's an S for me.
For Spanish, it is perfect.
They're just so versatile.
You know-
I can eat them like an apple, and I have many times.
for sure.
You hate onions. Well, I'm sure we'll get off this topic soon enough.
Do you know, perchance, the origin of why, and I'm not wrong, and sometimes it's called a Spanish onion, right?
Sorry?
The red onion, is that the red onion, is that also called a Spanish onion? Am I
don't-
crazy?
I think you're right.
Spanish. That's not how you spell Spanish. Spanish onions.
Oh, they're the brown ones. Oh, no, they're the red ones.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
What is a Spanish onion?
What?
What?
But no.
Okay, well, a Spanish onion is just a Spanish
What?
onion.
What?
But then a
What?
red onion, okay.
What? My world is getting tossed around.
We may love onions, but we know shit all about onions.
I've been calling these Spanish onions for years. But they're also
Maybe it's just onions that come from Spain. It doesn't matter
If they're
what the
red.
color is. It's just how they're grown. in
wow.
Spain.
I have been so wrong so many years.
Yeah, correct.
Oh yeah, my life is a lie. That fuck, Jesus. All right, well, it's still an S tier, but maybe
S
not
tier.
S for
Red onion
Spanish.
is an S tier.
Um. All right, shallots.
Eschalota.
Shallots. I use them for my more fancier dishes. To be honest,
I will do my duck on a layer of
Ooh,
shallots.
Yep, absolutely.
It's
sure.
very good with your ducks, your turkeys, your
Yep.
veals,
Yep.
your
When
white
I
meats.
when I made my veal
Ooh.
what's that Julia Child recipe? Bourguignon or fuck, I can't remember it.
Mm.
But yep, I cut up a whole bunch of shallots for there. And it was gorgeous. Every time I look at a recipe and I see instead of onion, it has like 2 shallots. I'm like, oh, all right.
Yep.
Looking for the Queen of France tonight, I guess.
Done.
So for that reason alone, it feels like it should be ranked somewhat high.
I'd put it in A.
But
I use it more than a spring onion.
really
Mm.
interesting.
I think the flavor's better than a spring onion.
Yep. No, absolutely. I think it's one of those things where it's like, since it is so gorgeous and unique, it's like, does it deserve to be low because it's not applied in as, spring onions, the reason it's so high is because it's so universal. You can use it in everything, but like shallots, it's like, I guess you could also use it in everything, but
Move the pearls down to C.
thank God.
Oh my god. And put the shallots in B. I
Okay.
think
Yeah, for sure. Like opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
Sort of.
I consider them garnish onions rather than pillar stone onions. The three that we're about to, you've got your onions.
The Lego building blocks of the onion world. It doesn't start without those onions.
Correct. They are the formation of all onion flavor. White onion.
I did add some with the venison. Yes,
Mm.
absolutely. It was for the venison. God, what was that word? It was a real fancy French word, and I don't want to butcher it, so I don't want to say it a bunch of times. But it's a very famous. In fact, I could probably just Google famous. I'm really taking it. This is probably why I shouldn't be mandling.
Mandling.
Mandling. It's a combination of manhandling.
I
It's,
like it.
Handling. The computer, because I'll just use it all the time because I always have so many questions.
I like it. This
And-
is engaging. This is what I do at home. I have conversations with myself. Okay, pronounce that because I never have to pronounce these words out loud. I have a chef yell them at me.
It is a boeuf bourguignon.
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 Wait,
Bourguignon.
maybe I
Bel
can get a
bourguignon.
actual pronunciation.
I love French food so
Oh,
much.
shit. Beef bourguignon. Pronounce, and this will actually come through on the speakers, right? How to
French
say beef?
cuisine.
Bon.
This is a beef stew made with beef cooked in.
We don't want a
red wine
definition.
for a very long
Just what
time
you said.
together
All
with
right,
a
doesn't matter. I'm pretty sure I've got it spot on. Bourguignon.
Bourguignon.
And yes, it is incredible. And yes,
Mm.
hopefully, I think we will be getting some cooking content coming at some point.
Yeah.
I've definitely got some stream ideas for it
Yep.
as well, and just content in general. Harry was telling me about this incredible series where these people do sort of like a Chinese whispers through recipes, where like they'll tell someone, it's a combination of like 5 people. Some of them I think were pro chefs, some of them are just house chefs. And they'd tell the first person like, you need to make this, and
Yeah.
then they'd make it, and then the second person would taste it or look at it
And try
and try making it again.
Oh, please.
And let's see what the first edition and the final edition is.
Yeah.
What the dish was overall. I was like, that sounds incredible.
You've watched It's Alive and all that.
Yes.
I'd love to do something
Sure.
like that. I know so many
Mm.
chefs. I'd love to just go and take you to them
True.
and be like, teach him to make something, but do it
Yes.
as like fun and funny as possible.
Yes.
Have you seen Just a Dash? Yeah.
No.
You need to watch it. It's the greatest cooking show on the internet.
What's just a dish?
Maddie Matheson.
Oh.
I'm wearing his. I'm a big Maddie Matheson fan, if you can't tell.
Yep.
I had a mullet before he did, so I'm not copying his style.
No way, really.
I love him. You need to watch more of his
Yeah,
content.
I've only seen him back when It's Alive was
Noodling.
still alive, and they did with Brad's from It's Alive fishing, where they did some actual. I can't remember the type of fishing, but it's where actually you go in and
Yeah.
you stick your hand.
Noodling.
Oh, that was.
Yeah.
I see.
I didn't just scream noodling for the fun of it, Bradley. Although I do love a good
I
noodle.
was wondering where that came from.
I watched that video a few nights ago, actually.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
It looks really fun.
I'd love to go
Especially
noodling.
doing it with Maddie. Like,
Right?
it's
He's
just
such a
flailing
funny man.
around.
But
It's really-
just a dash, it's like a comedy show mixed with a cooking show. I think you'd really like it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool. I mean, I
incredible.
love Maddie every time I see him. So
and it's a cooking show, so I've learnt a lot of good cooking recipes from him.
Yep,
Nah.
love a good noodling. Oh yes, so yes, hopefully cooking content will come soon. We
Definitely.
just sort of need like a bit of a better space and
We
set
don't
up
really
to
have a
do it,
kitchen,
so-
so
yes, a big enough kitchen.
I can maybe work some magic. We'll see.
We'll see
We'll
one day.
see.
All right, so we're down to the last two onions.
Yeah,
The-
white onion.
White onion.
I'd call it the vanilla onion.
Yes, the most. I think I actually use this. Funnily enough, the least.
I agree.
Out of all
It
of
doesn't add
these.
flavor, but it's an onion.
Yeah.
I think the only recipe I consistently use it for is probably like a taco mince.
Yeah.
I'll put it through my taco mix purely because it adds a crunch to a mince. I'm already getting the flavor from the taco powders
yeah,
and
for
the
sure.
taco spicing that I'm adding, but that's probably it. I don't add it to stews because it doesn't add any flavor to the
Yep,
broth. I don't
yep.
add it to anything really.
I think Dad probably uses it when he's making roast vegetables.
Yeah.
Not even for the flavor, but yeah, just for that final crunch
I'm a-
of an onion.
I prefer a brown onion.
Yeah.
That's a yellow onion when it's roasted because it goes a bit sweeter.
Yeah.
I think it's a B.
I think so. It's a B, absolutely sort of teetering on a C. In fact, I'm almost tempted to do you a solid and bump the pearl back up to B and put the white on the C.
See, I
Yeah.
can take it. I can definitely
Because
do
at
that.
least this is unique. It has uses. It is special. You know, this is just it's just an onion.
It's just I hate the word, but it's mid.
It's
I hate the word mid, but it's mid.
It is the definition of the mid onion. So there's I thought for a second this might be the most basic one, but no, it's this. And speaking of this boy,
It's basic, but I'm gonna die on this hill. I love a roasted yellow onion.
Yes.
They go so sugary and
yes,
sweet.
Sure, it's
Bit of oil, bit of rosemary. Wrap that up in some tin foil. Bang it in the oven.
oh
That or chop it in half. Put it down on your potato roasting tray. Drizzle your duck fat on it. Spices on top. Curls up into the duck fat. Nothing better.
that sounds delicious. Fuck,
Mm.
you're making me hungry. I had a shitty muffin for breakfast.
I had an apple and 2 coffees, so I'm starving.
Harry, do you have any snacks in here? Do we
I got to
have,
go
like, a
shopping
little-
on the way home. So, as
Yeah,
they say,
okay.
never go shopping hungry. So I'm going
No.
to spend $3,000 on
Yes.
onions.
Absolutely. One of my favorite uses that I've been using recently is I've been making a lot of katsudon,
Oh,
and that is just perfect. Of course, for
100%.
cutting up, frying,
Mhm.
putting your little katsudon sauce and then the egg in there and
Yep.
giving it a good old beat. And I
absolutely love it.
think there's one spot shining bright.
It is the most
waiting
A
for it.
apple.
Yes.
Apple, orange. I did that last week too. When talking about oranges, I said the word apple. I do not know why my brain does that. All
Well,
food just
yes.
defaults to apple eventually in
I
my
mean,
dyslexic brain.
It's similar. It's round.
I eat them like
You
apples.
eat them like apples, so it makes sense.
I remember when we were younger, there was like a Guinness World Records TV show,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd get someone on who had a shit talent.
Yep.
And they try and break a record, and it was always terrible. And I specifically remember there was one episode where a school teacher, his talent was he could eat like 2 apples in a two onion. I need to see a doctor.
I actually believe you for a second.
He could eat 2 onions
I've never seen you do this.
in like a minute or something.
Oh my!
And I remember looking at my parents being like, that's nothing. Like, And it was getting hyped up, and he came out on stage, and there was all these people cheering, and he just ate it like 2 onions, and he was like crying and wincing. I was like, that's weak. And I was like probably less than 11 years old. Walked up to my mum's pantry, took out 2 onions, and just devoured it. And I've never seen my parents look at me with such like shame, horror, fear.
Yeah.
It,
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with like
someone remembers it. Yeah, it was a wild show.
Guinness World Records
Thanks,
show.
Mitch.
So there was a show of people making Guinness or just going
No.
and exploring. No, sorry, not making Guinness. I stopped the sentence too early.
That's a different show that I have seen and enjoyed.
Like actually doing the records or just showing the people that have already.
No,
set
it was
the
like a reality show, game show,
Mhm.
where they'd go and do B-roll film footage of someone at their home who had a record they wanted to beat,
Mhm.
and then they'd come onto the show and try and beat it live, and they'd have official record people from Guinness there.
Yep.
And if they beat it, they were presented the Guinness World Record.
Yep.
And if not, they made it sad and they went home. And I specifically remember the onion one, and then a dude that, like, you know, snapping rulers. He did that, and he broke like, I don't know, 7.
Oh my god, that sounds incredible.
Yeah, it
It was
was
like ABC or something.
Google it. We've
Yeah.
got 50 seconds till an ad break, but if
shit,
you look
alright.
up Australian Guinness
Australian
World Record Show,
Guinness World Record show. Fast typing. How'd I go? I didn't get a single. Never mind. I got one.
maybe it wasn't Australian. Now that I'm scroll across, is that it?
TV program. Contenders from Australia attempt various tasks and stunts to break pre-established records and blah 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 blah.
Click
If I
on
go-
images because
yeah.
I remember the set.
Is this?
Yeah, that was the set.
Yes. Okay. Why is it ABC?
The World
Interesting.
Record Show.
I swear I was always on ABC and I missed this. This sounds incredible. All right, 15 seconds to the break. Hey, look, I think
That's
this
the
is
onion
an
chart.
incredible onion chart. We'd love to know if you guys agree. If you're any other onion lovers, stay tuned on the other side for maybe Game of Thrones, maybe Jesus, maybe more inappropriate stories we shouldn't be talking about.
I could probably think of some more.
Whew, Jesus.
Yeah.
Hey, Kid, could I borrow you for a... Oh, you've even got the Just a Dash. Wow, you are really repping.
You know, my tote bag is also a Maddie Max tote bag. It's just all 3 of them came in a pack. So.
Incredible. Yeah, no, you're right. I absolutely need to watch some more Manny Matheson content. He
go, brother.
always gives me a giggle. I've seen him make a burger and some
Ah,
other
yes,
things
he
that
hates
things, but-
making burgers.
I mean, when you make such other delicious, tasty food, I mean, it makes sense.
His merch range is Maddie's Patties, and he's got a couple burger restaurants. But the thing is, he got his start making burgers
Uh-huh.
on Vice, and then everyone just kind of called him the burger guy.
Oh.
Yet he's a college-educated French chef, and he's worked at some of the best Canadian French restaurants, and he kind of just got known as the fast food guy. Yet all he seems to make is fast food. He just opened a restaurant recently that's specifically for Canadian fresh fish, and actually it's all fish. It's maritime food, and it looks incredible, and it's winning all these awards, and it's high-class seafood in,
Interesting.
I think it's Ontario, no, Toronto, or Fort Erie, where he's from, I think.
I've never thought of like Canadian food before. Like I know of poutine.
I know a lot about the
Canadian?
maritime food just because of him. It's, you know, your lobster bisques, your
Yeah.
chowders, very similar to most coastal food, but because it's cold, they do a lot of like brothy, hot stuff.
Interesting.
I'll lend you some of Maddie's books. He's got some good recipes in there.
Is Canadian food super coastal? See, that's another thing I never even really thought about.
Well, most of their population, there's no one in the middle, and they're all on the sides.
Oh,
so
like
most of
Australia.
Canada's population lives close to New York or close to Seattle, if that helps you place it.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
okay. Well, yeah, okay. Blows my mind. I expected everyone was living smack bang in the center.
And welcome back from the ads. We were talking about Canadian food during the ad.
No, I know nothing about Canada.
All
Goodness gracious.
We're gonna-
I-
Let's look at this Game of Thrones character list
Yes,
because that took
sure
us
thing.
like 30 minutes for 7 onions. But I kind of want to try it.
Okay, I think we just need to like
Power.
power through a lot of them. Game of Thrones tier list.
And we should add tiers to this one.
Yes, for sure. Like add
Oh
some
my
more. Or...
God. Okay, that's not that many. I think that's season 1. Oh no, there's more than
Pretty much.
season 1.
So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 81, 82, 83 characters.
Let's do it. Let's
to go
power through
here.
it.
Well, what category are we doing? Do you want to hear some of my ones?
Yes.
All right. So in terms of Game of Thrones tier categories, I've got Game of Thrones sex appeal. Who are the sexiest Game of Thrones characters? I've got Game of Thrones. Who's the best to do? Maybe not this one. Who's the best to do some sort of psychedelic trip with, sitting next to?
Blunt rotation.
Yes, exactly.
Blunt rotation.
I've got who would you want to invite to your birthday party the most? And then finally, I've got who's the best role model for a young child? Or we could just do another one like who's the strongest, or I don't know. Any of those jump out at you? Any of those you think we could do looking at this list?
I've got an idea. How about we revisit this list many times and try all of the categories?
Incredible.
But the first one, we just do our own personal opinion on them.
Sounds good.
If they were a good character.
Yeah.
And then we'll do Dream Blunt rotation next time. Can we add
another thing?
Yeah, can you, if you click on it, does it say,
Add a row.
add a row above?
Above A.
Yep.
And then I guess I can edit the
Call
row.
that, just call that S.
Yep.
And then S tier, let's call God tier.
Yep. Okay. Sure thing. Can I do the X? Yep. Sweet. And then you can be God tier.
We only get one God tier each.
I'll make
And
that
then now
fine.
add a one below D.
Yep. Add a row below.
And we'll call that shit tier.
Boop.
Poop.
Big old boop. And there's no. Is this brown? Is this the closest brown
Closest
we
to
got?
brown.
Although it feels like a lot of these colors are
Mismatched
very
as
similar.
fuck.
Oh, and we've got, of course, this is probably a lot more Game of Thrones fans than Onions fans.
Yes,
So we'll
we're going to
actually have
piss some people off. I
opinions.
think I am, because there's a lot of characters I thoroughly dislike that people seem to like.
Yep, there's also characters I barely remember.
Robert Baratheon.
Robert Baratheon. Don't remember much. He seemed like a dick. Who's now realizing in his old age he did a lot of dicky things, and there's no one really around to love him anymore, and he's losing his power. And then he died to a pig.
Yep.
So I don't know.
He died to his wife, but
Really?
well, she poisoned him.
I thought he got.
That was just a cover up. He was going to survive it, and she killed him so that her son could be the king. You serious, Brad? Oh, for fuck! Can I swap Brad out for someone who actually paid attention to Game of Thrones?
I thought he just died from the pig, and then he died from the pig wounds. That's why I always thought he died a goofy ass death, because I was like, he really died from the hog.
He wasn't healing because she was poisoning him while he was dying.
Oh wow!
The same guy that fought a war to conquer a nation was going to heal to a little stab wound. I put him in D. Now, if we were talking young Robert Baratheon from the time of the rebellion, he'd be S tier.
Yeah.
The battle, I don't know if you know, but the battle where he killed Rhaegar to basically win was in a lake, and he took his hammer. It was in a river, and he took his hammer, and the final blow was so hard into Rhaegar's chest that everyone on each side stopped, and all of the gems on Rhaegar's chest popped. And it became the Gemstone River.
Oh my gosh!
It's one of the coolest things described in the book that we will
Interesting.
never see on film, and I wish we would.
That should be a category later on its own. Who was best, like in their prime?
Yes,
And
I think we should.
All right, next Sansa. I think this is a very controversial one because she changed a lot during the show. Like from the start, you hated her because of the Joffrey, and unless of course you sort of saw through that. So I think the same reason a lot of people hated like Skylar in Breaking Bad. Cause, like, you take it at a surface level, and you're like, oh, why is she always shitting on the fun or doing the bad thing or blah blah blah. But then when you really like get into the character a little bit, you're like, okay, yeah, you kind of make sense that they would do something like that. Like you've been abducted from your family, forced to marry this little dweeb, and all these people are whispering in your ear the entire time, and you see them behead your father right in front of you. You're all alone. There's no family there, and it's sort of like, what else are you gonna do?
Right? I would put her A tier. I maybe would put her in S tier, and maybe later on I'll move her to S tier, but I think she's a very strong A tier.
Yeah, for sure. And I think we might be updating this list as we go.
I'm going to put a warning in 2 people in, because I've just realized my opinions on characters change drastically in the last 4 episodes of the show.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be doing this before the last 4 episodes of the show.
That makes perfect. I think as much as we can actually limit it to the first maybe 4 or 5 seasons of the show, because that's probably when I think they were truest to their original character,
Correct.
before it's sort of diverging into some kooky little paths. So Arya, tricky one,
S tier.
straight into the S tier.
Yeah, I like all the mystic shit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think the pie thing was probably the most insane mic drop
Yep.
I've ever seen a character do.
She was just badass from the beginning.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yes, of course, spoilers
Yeah.
to anyone who has not seen Game of Thrones. And of course, that's heartbreaking now. And it's heartbreaking to us as fans that it feels like we can never watch the show again. you
Right?
know?
I hope House of Dragon catches it.
Fingers
Catches the
crossed.
feeling.
All right, what do we got? Bran.
Okay, poop tier if we're taking in the last 4.
Yeah.
He's B.
Yeah, for sure. What did he do?
The whole North of the Wall mystic 3-eyed raven stuff was incredible.
It was.
And it kind of just went
Yeah.
but it got to the pretty quickly.
For sure. And during that time, like, I loved that arc of the show, but I loved everyone else who was
Right.
involved in it a lot more than
Well,
Bran.
the two young kids, I can't remember their names. It's been so long.
Rickon.
No, so you know the chick and then
Uh-huh.
the dude played by the guy that's in everything. I'm very sorry.
Oh, yeah, the brother and yeah,
yeah,
brothers.
their dad is such an interesting character
Yeah.
that they just kind of never
Yeah.
touch on.
Okay, interesting.
He was at the Battle of the Tower of Joy with Ned when they went up and discovered.
Oh, that was he the one with the 2 swords? or-
No, he
Okay.
was on the good side.
Oh, I see. Damn.
I'd say good, but the Star Lord or whatever his name is, that dude's badass. I really should have done some research. I used to know all of these names,
Yes.
but I forget names very quickly.
And that is an interesting point from Mitch. Does anything change if he's not in the show? Like, of course, in a universal sense, you know, he apparently he's got a better story than Bran the Broken. So things change, but at the same time, it's like, how impactful. What did he do? So he went north of the wall. He learned a bunch of shit, but John was already figuring out the White. Did Bran at all warn him about the White Walkers?
Yeah, but the big thing that Bran did was kind of prove that Jon was the rightful heir.
Yeah.
That's pretty important.
That's right. From discovering that, and there was, but didn't also Sam figure that out through some old books?
He did, yeah, he did, but he was too far away to really. Oh no, yeah, I don't know. A tier.
A tier. I kind of want to go B.
B.
Okay,
I'm
sweet.
very happy to settle on B.
B.
Don't you worry.
Bloody
Poop.
Rickon.
But he never got time to develop.
Yeah, I forgot he was in the show. As soon as I learnt and remembered he was in the show, I think I only liked him because he was the only one with a wolf left still.
Yeah, still, she was out and about.
Yep.
No, wasn't the wolf killed when he was killed?
Yes.
Yeah, didn't.
Yes, but yeah, no, absolutely. Poop. Man needs to learn how to strafe.
Pooped here.
Um,
Should have given him some lines of dialogue.
Joffrey, a very interesting one.
S tier.
S tier.
I think
is
he's one
kinda
of
what
the
I'm
best
going.
written
Right.
villains.
He was
He's the
perfect.
whiny little shit that is so
Yes.
perfectly written and even
Yes.
better acted.
Yes, and there was no more satisfying scene. Then again, spoiler warning. Watching that little fuck.
Sansa's little smile.
Yes.
Yeah.
And seeing Cersei start to freak out over his body and just how gross his face looked, and you're just
Yes. It was like coming to a TV show.
like
S tier. King.
Jorah. Jorah, the biggest cuck known to man. What do we do with Jorah?
I think we're going to piss a certain person off here. I think he's B tier.
Yeah, I mean, like,
He disgraced the second coolest family.
what
The
did he do?
the Mormonts. He was selling kids. He was a slave trader.
Oh, was he a
And
super bad guy at the
He-
start?
He was a slave trader, and so Big Papa Mormont kicked him out of Westeros and said, "Don't fucking come back, boy. I'll kill you."
Shit. Okay, interesting. And then he basically was over in East. What's the other place called?
Esteros.
Westeros, thank you. What's the other place called? And that's when Daenerys picked him up, and he was like, "Sweet, I'm with you forever," sort of thing.
Pretty much, because he loved her, and then got cucked by Jon.
Yeah.
I think he's
know.
I think he's B as fuck.
Yeah. B for sure. B.
He had some really cool
Oh.
moments, but he shit on the coolest house.
Are we missing some questions? What a ranking? Like, we're just ranking
personal love.
personal love for the
We're
characters.
I think Brad and I are gonna make a habit of coming back to this list and doing stupid tier lists, and we're gonna compare them.
Yes, for sure. What characters? We should do it as a chart. of
Because
how often.
if we do best party, Robert's going straight to God tier for me, and he's sitting
sure.
at D. So. All right, little dick. Now, are we doing Reek or before he was Theon Greyjoy
what
or
character exactly are we doing? That's I don't know.
That's
it's,
A tier.
It's tricky. Yeah, I mean, I think out of all the people who had shitty endings in the final season, his wasn't the worst.
his redemption arc was incredible.
Yeah,
It was
for
long
sure,
and
right?
slow, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was incredible.
And of course, after just especially seeing all the shit he went through originally, and how he's stolen from his family, and always thought he'd have to fight back to go prove himself to his family, and then he goes back to his family, and he can't do that,
And they're dickheads, and he doesn't
dickheads.
want to. And his sister's a badass.
and then he gets kidnapped and again for all the suffering and pain he's been through. What did you say? A
I think he's an A.
For sure.
Him and Sansa's story was incredible.
for sure, absolutely.
Littlefinger.
Oh God,
He's right up there with
damn it,
Joffrey as a
Littlefinger.
villain.
He really is. He was perfect from the start.
Yep.
He triggered again. I think that what made the show so popular, that
Mhm.
initial Ned Stark betrayal.
Yeah.
and he was the cause of that.
And then almost everything else he had his fingers in. Little fingers
I
in.
just got it.
Mm.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense. He's got his little fingers and everything. That's why he's got a little. Oh, wow, incredible. Yes, S tier for sure. Woof woof.
The Hound.
The Hound himself. Pretty cool character. Bit of a dick, of course. Huge dick. I mean,
Tragic
his family,
backstory.
very tragic. I don't know much about his parents.
They were assholes.
They were assholes.
His
I can
brother
only
abused
imagine.
him.
Yep.
That's about it.
I know the face and the fire thing. He seemed to grow on Arya and protect her for a bit. He seemed to develop a lot more towards the final season. And again, I think he's one of those few characters whose character didn't get tarnished in the last few seasons. I kind of want to go A.
I'm feeling a strong A.
All right, sweet. Oh, Sam. Sammy, Sam.
Episode to episode, my opinion on Sam changed.
Right. Like, he's cool. He did some cool things. He also just hangs around a lot.
I liked when he stole the Valyrian steel sword. That was
Yeah,
pretty sick.
that was
But you're right.
cool.
He kind of just he was the guy at the computer for John.
Yeah,
It made John seem too much like a superhero, and we'll get to that when we get to John. But it made John too much of a superhero to have the nerd guy at the computer.
Yeah.
I'm still gonna probably put him in A.
You want to go A?
Maybe
Oh,
B.
yeah. Okay. Well, I was thinking C, so we'll meet in the middle.
If
with
he
the
was,
B.
but yeah, no,
I think
he's
a lot
good
of
at
the
B.
things he's learnt and done and affected the show count as just the character's general vibe of, you put it perfectly with, he's just the desk guy.
If he was the C, so would Bran, because Bran's just the desk guy for the universe.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
He's there to expose,
You're right.
give exposition. This one's hard.
Tyrion,
This one's hard.
as in hard between.
First few seasons, God tier. Middle seasons, AS tier. Last season, poop. He just
Yeah,
kind of
that's
sat
true.
around looking. This was all he did in the last season. That's all he did, was look at situations.
and just wince.
Like on the boat when he knows that the cousins are fucking, and he's just kind of like with a quivering lip. You're like, yeah, bro, what the fuck did you think was going to happen? But I do love him in the first few seasons. He's probably the best character in season
Yeah,
one.
for sure. Like,
Oh, Ned. Him and Ned.
yeah, recently a lot of YouTube shorts, a lot of OG Game of Thrones clips have been popping up for me.
Yeah.
And just seeing the way Tyrion would talk to people. A scene came up with Joffrey. Oh God, I can't. There's so many scenes where he was just butchering Joffrey, and it was incredible. But there's one in particular where he's coming back from a battle or something, and I don't know. But I completely agree. Early day Tyrion is perfect, and how much does that boost him towards that? Actually, that one monologue he gave when he was on trial is something I wanted to actually perform when I was auditioning to get into a drama class.
Yeah.
Where he was like, and in fact, I wish I was the monster you all think I am. I would gladly something 1,000 holes to
Yeah.
watch you all Oh,
Yeah,
it was
incredible.
Mwah!
Or I'm probably going to butcher this, but the line where he says something like, "Not even a mother would love a dwarf," and you're just like, "Damn, this guy's so fucking broken. I love him so much."
The speech Tywin gave, where he's
Yeah.
like, "Why would I give the monster who killed his mother Castle Rock or whatever
Yeah.
or something like that?" It's like, yeah, I don't know. I
S
think
tier.
S tier. He's got to
S-tier.
be.
No fault of his
shone
own that
so
he was
bright.
bad in the last year.
No,
last
for
season.
sure. For sure. Should we quickly do the chat? Look at some of these. Mitch is chucking out a lot of things.
The names of the characters we fucked up.
who do we ruin?
Mira Howland Reed is their dad. Arthur Dane, that's
Whoops.
right. I love the Danes. They come from the Star Fort, I think.
Oh,
Sword of the
the
Morning.
Danes. Thank
Banging.
you.
Absolutely love it. Bran just on Reddit while everyone is fighting. Correct.
I mean, imagine being that actor though, and like
Oh.
from the start of the show, you just get to sit down for every scene.
Oh, like you've been on a film set before. You
sure.
just stand for like 12
so
hours.
long.
You get to sit for lunch, but then you go back and just stand.
Yeah,
Man's got a wheelchair.
the entire time.
I would have loved it.
That almost makes me want to
Just
boost
like
them up.
just like Drake in the grass. Anyway, I hate Drake so much.
Next, I can't
That
remember this guy's
Baratheon
name.
poop.
That Baratheon.
He was so
He
boring.
died very quickly. He represented the LGBT community.
I did really like his relationship, but the fact he kind of just
He died
did what
right
his brother
away.
he did nothing for the first little bit, and then his brother died, and so he tried to do the same thing and then died.
I'm noticing poop tears are just brothers that do nothing.
The brothers that do
And just
nothing.
die.
That should have been what Game of Thrones season 3 and 4 should have been called. I don't know if I'm blind, but I have no idea who
I've
this
got
is.
yeah.
Oh, is that Hey yo, Mitch, help us out. Who's this?
What the fuck?
Is that
Is that one of Littlefinger's ladies of the night?
the chick Tyrion falls in love with and then dies?
No.
Because she is more
That's
yeah.
her. No.
No. Her points at a character that never met Tyrion.
I don't think it's her.
Anyway, we'll put her in
Poor Renly. Oh no, he's still on Renly.
Renly. Yeah, no, I agree. Much cooler in the book. We're not doing book though.
Maybe we'll skip this until the chat catches up and can tell us who she is. This lad this is Mormont, right?
Yeah.
The father.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. I think he might be Jorah now that no, he's not. I just know him as Lord Mormont, commander of the Night's Watch.
Jorah's dad.
He is Jorah's dad.
Jorah's dad. Well, he stopped Jorah from slave trading. Mormonts were the ones loyal when Starks
They
were
were
calling
the
people.
bears to the wolf.
The bear, and just the clan for the bear, and maybe the father of the Mormont in the final season.
Forged Longclaw for John. Absolutely dope.
He seems pretty cool.
He's my god tier.
He's your god tier. Interesting.
Because I have faith that you'll put my other god tier in god tier.
I
Actually, chuck him in. Nah, put him in god tier. I just love big Ross, the brothel worker. I thought it was the brothel worker.
Yeah, so one of Littlefinger's.
Yeah, C. She was cool, but I unfortunately don't remember much of
anything,
her.
Unfortunately.
Can you put Mormont back in S? I'm gonna do my. We'll do our god tiers at the end.
She starts in the north and comes down to King's Landing.
Yeah, I remember that. God, I wish my brain worked. I have no memory of it.
It has been years since we've watched some of these characters. Got his name as well.
I was
Man with
gonna
the
say
hammer?
Renly, but it's not.
No, it's
He's the Baratheon.
the bastard son of Rob.
He's an absolute legend, and I put him in A tier.
Yeah, for
He
sure.
kind of just fell off,
Yep, he had
but
a
he
really
forged
cool
all the
hammer.
really cool stuff
Yeah,
for John.
Sure. Oh, this is the lady with the hole.
You know that's God tier, baby.
Really got
No.
to it.
She was breastfeeding her D tier.
Like in terms of like another category of like entertainment, hilarious to watch when they come
100%.
on screen, but just characters we love.
These next two are S tier for that, but they're definitely B or D or C.
DLC.
Gendry, that's it.
Gendry, yes, absolutely.
I can't even remember the names of the characters I've made for D&D, so I'm gonna say D.
Yeah.
She was really, really cool, but I think she's in like 3-4 episodes,
Yeah, for sure.
and then
And the titty sucker.
she marries
himself.
Littlefinger. She was too stupid to see Littlefinger's plan, and she
Yes.
clearly knew Littlefinger
Yeah.
was in love with her fucking sister.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, little lad goes to sea because he says, "I want to see the little man fly," and that's one of the funniest lines ever spoken.
Yeah, that was incredible. I think he also got, of course, everyone knows he got a little bit of a beautiful glow up in the final season.
He
Look at
did.
that handsome fella sitting
He
at the end
did.
of the row. I don't know.
See,
Yeah, see, I think C's for the.
I would have
characters-
liked to see him more in the last season as the Lord of the Riverlands or whatever it's called.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I think we're gonna have to like do like a,
A speed
halfway
run.
through. I don't think we're gonna finish this in.
We
8
can do
minutes.
it.
All
We
right,
can do
sweet.
it.
Tyrion's man, make the little man fly, mummy. Yeah, iconic line. In fact, I kind of want to just for that line
B?
alone.
Yeah, you can go
boost
to
them
B.
up. That was hilarious. Tyrion's sword guy.
A tier.
Yeah.
He's almost S tier, but he didn't get enough.
Yes, for
He
sure.
kind of just did the same thing
yeah.
over and over and over and over and
Yeah.
over. A little bit of development would have been cool.
Yeah, exactly. The show was like the showrunners were like everyone loves him, but instead of developing him, we'll just
Develop,
keep him
yeah.
exactly the same, and then people won't hate him
Yeah.
because he's just going to be the same character. And it would have been nice to actually see him go through something or do something.
Agreed. The Nazi from Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I did not.
It's the same actor. C tier. He did nothing. Got his dick sucked at one point.
Yeah, and it was very gross to watch.
He was kind of just under
It was actually, in fact,
little finger.
I kind of want to put him on a date. It was
Yeah.
disgusting. I still remember the scene where he was taking off his old cloak and
Yeah.
yeah, no, sorry.
Bron probably should be S. But I don't know. He just kind of did the same thing over and over
Yeah,
again.
exactly. Like cool. Game of Thrones has a lot of cool characters, and like
Correct.
these guys,
We're about
are
to hit
insane.
some very cool characters, so
This,
I cannot remember the names. It's too early on a
Start with
Sunday.
the V.
S tier.
Yeah, for sure. He did
He's
a lot of
the
really
perfect
cool shit.
folly to Littlefinger,
Yes, exactly. He's like the little fingers, like the devil angel. He's
the angel devil, because he's still a pedophile.
Yeah. God, yeah. Unfortunately, a lot of these
The
characters.
Flower Knight was in love with Renly.
Ah,
really,
yeah.
really cool character.
Yeah, for sure.
Put him in C because he really didn't get any
Didn't-
solo stories.
Yeah, for sure. Cersei. Boy, oh boy, another character who really got cucked in the end there.
I'd put her in A.
I think so.
She deserves to be an S or God tier.
We're gonna run out of room. What happens if you go?
Oh,
wait,
it
can I
creates a
just-
second.
Ah, okay,
Yeah.
sweet. All right, cool. Yeah, I
She
think that's
deserves to be an S,
There
but
it
she
is.
can't because
nothing.
she just
yeah. Again, it's just sort of
eh.
eh.
Okay, who the fuck's this?
This is the fire priestess lady who birthed, I think, the fire demon out of her hoo-ha.
C.
Yeah,
It was cool, but then the Baratheon storyline
do
kind of
much.
fell apart.
And I saw her as a gross old lady, naked, and it was took me off. Benny boy.
If we were talking about the book, he'd be my God tier.
Yeah, for sure.
Because Cold Hands, all that shit is just incredible.
yeah, for the brief moments we saw him, I was like, I wish we got more fucking scenes with this guy.
Right?
His like cool mace as he was hopping off the horse saving
Right?
Jon.
They fucked him. He's S tier, but he might be my God tier.
Yeah, for sure. Unfortunately, poor fella got a little cuck there.
That's the captain of the King's Guard.
Oh
And he's the one that tells Cersei to go fuck
the
herself.
father of is he not the father of Dickon when they both got lit ablaze? Am I thinking of a different guy?
I think you're thinking of a different. You might be right.
Well, you told he stood up to Cersei. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he basically said, "I serve the king and queen, and you're just some fucking bitch."
B for
B
loyalty.
because yeah, I
but
can't remember his name.
Don't really remember much about him. Maybe this is also bad because we're just not the right people.
No, Harry and Mitch should be doing this.
Is it confirmed that the same person in the book? Who are we talking about? That could be related.
Oh, Cold Hands. No, it's not confirmed, but I'll give you. I'll gift you 10 subs when Winds of Winter comes out if I'm wrong, but it's never coming out.
Oh boy.
Embarrassed. Sorry, bro. He's a legend, but I can't remember his name, so he has to go in B. We're vanilla as fuck. We're putting all the popular characters in A tier and S tier.
The characters we don't know are the ones that are getting shot down. The very first Dothraki
Drogo.
we meet Khal Drogo.
I give him A.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, he was such a cool character. Remember when he pillaged for seasons?
Yeah. And then the really awkward sex scene.
Yeah, remember that? But he was really cool, but he...
Yep, you're never getting those subs, and that's why I was confident making the bet.
I don't know. B or A?
B, he was cool, and I kind of liked the writers, but
Yeah, he was very cool.
I'm going to get to this eventually, but you'll see why I don't give a shit.
Hodor.
Hodor, S tier.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. I was just making sure we
I
agree.
was thinking he was going to be your god tier.
kind of, but I really want to reserve the god tier for like.
The god.
What if we just have no one in god tier?
There really should be a triple S category between S and god. But anyway,
What?
that's the one. Oh, that's the Lannister cousin. SC tier because I don't remember what he did.
This is the old guy towards the end who really threw a spanner in the works. He made the shame walk happen.
No, that's not him.
That's not him. Incredible. That's the Targaryen at the Castle Black.
No, that's the guy for poop tier because I can't remember exactly what he did, but I know he was in this show.
Damn. Okay. Interesting. Let's just put him in poop. Don't know who he is.
The second in command of the Night's Watch that hate John. He was pretty badass.
Yeah, he was
I'd probably put him in B though.
Yeah, sounds good.
I can't remember her name, but she was badass. Put her in
She
A
was
tier.
really cool.
Maybe even A tier.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
fucks Hodor, which was funny.
What did she?
Yeah, they were chasing each other naked. Remember?
Can we? We probably can't watch that.
No, we can't watch that clip. You can watch it on your phone,
I
but
do not remember. Do all old people look the same? What is that? I swear that looks exactly like the.
no. The next guy is
That's the
Targaryen.
Targaryen guy. Okay, for sure. Is the guy on here that did the?
Oh yes, it's the Stark's Maester. He was badass. Put him in A tier. No, B tier. B tier.
So who was the creepy Pope guy at the end?
He's played by the guy who's in every. Fuck. I shouldn't. Oh my god.
This is not gonna pop up.
Yeah, him. He's
that guy.
absolutely incredible
Sparrow.
actor.
Okay, so now looking at him,
He's on there apparently. Okay, Targaryen Maester.
I'm thinking
B tier. He
Yeah,
does some shit,
he's
and he
cool.
does
Some
do the whole
knowledge.
reveal. But who
for
cares?
sure. Oh,
I think this is going to be spicy.
yeah, for sure.
Again, another character who was much better in the books.
butchered.
Had an absolutely incredible comeback story in the
Mhm,
books, and then
mhm,
does
sure.
absolutely nothing in the show after dying.
Yeah,
I would put her in S tier. I love loyalty and family are my two favorite things in books. I love knights and
sure.
father and motherhood stories.
sure.
And
sure.
her whole thing was
Loyalty.
family.
Yeah.
But she hated John, so
Oh, yeah, but did you ever know
AOS.
the true story of John?
no, and I hope it happens in the books.
Yeah,
but
okay.
nah,
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
feeling you can have the final say.
I think S. I
S.
think when things were really hitting the fan, she was the perfect mother character in the sense every time she was on screen, I felt safe. I felt warm. She would always make the right decision as long as she's looking out for people. I could be remembering wrong completely because unfortunately she's not last forever. But of course, she's also a part of one of the coolest and most iconic scenes in the entire show. So I think just for that, absolute S. And yes, of course, as Mitch says, amazing actor. I can't wait to come across the High Sparrow and then not recognize who he is on this list. Oh no, I just saw him.
What's his name's wife? D tier.
Yeah, didn't do a whole lot.
Made one of the coolest characters break his loyalty.
Yeah, for
D tier.
sure. Stabbed in the belly. Not a fan. Brienne Tarth.
S tier, maybe my god tier.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning a little towards God. I'm trying to remember that they really, really did her dirty with Jamie.
Yep.
What happened towards her at the end of the show?
It's a very good question. I'm trying to remember.
She lived. She fought.
Just her in the dress fighting the bear was just
Incredible. Just her arc with Jamie
Yeah.
was beautiful.
admitting her feelings and him being
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I'm sorry.
I kind
I'm an incestuous fuck."
of want to go God.
Put her in God.
Damn, our first God tier is
She
lady.
deserves it.
Yeah, absolutely. She was
Brienne
insane.
of Tarth.
The
Onion Knight.
Oh fuck!
God tier.
God as well.
God
It's
tier.
incredible. The fact that he
He's-
survived. So
He's the
many
desk
battles.
guy that can swing a sword.
Actually
Therefore,
shows up.
God tier.
Yeah, without a doubt. I can't remember his name.
No, I can't remember. The Onion Knight. He was a pirate. Mad Welsh accent.
Hey, the ad started. So, in fact, the ad started like a minute,
a minute
and a half
ago.
Hey, the ad just finished.
Welcome back.
For those who missed what happened in the ad, we had our two God
We've
tier
had two God tiers.
during the ad break.
Sorry about that one.
though in the God in the break.
Yeah, God tier onion boy. Let's go, baby.
Okay.
He's definitely my favorite
Um,
character.
So yeah,
I wish I could remember his name, but
should I just
as a very famous
Google
rap
it?
song goes, I smoked alcohol and drank weed, and then my brain turned into baked beans.
Yeah, it's incredible,
Mm.
incredible lyric right there. Tywin.
S.
Yeah, right. Like
Yes.
it's one of those characters where you sort of kind of want to bring him down because he's like
A bit evil.
an evil dick, and I can only imagine the shit that didn't happen in the show. But you know, this is a show rating. Yeah, I guess S. You know, he's just too insanely cool.
His whole like the banking aspect of him, of knowing where all of your money is and controlling people, was such a cool concept that I really enjoyed.
And you know that he's got to be the glue that held them together.
Davos.
Oh, thank you.
Davos,
Yes,
legend.
Davos, incredible power. In the Game of Thrones board game. Actually, I might be remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure he
Wasn't he? It was something to do with trade routes, boats or something.
I think so. I can't remember.
Last time I played that game, I got wiped out to turn 2 and watched you guys play for 3 hours. I remember him, but I don't remember his name.
This is the Baratheon brother, right? No, is that?
We'll leave him until Mitch can tell us who that is.
Yeah. Okay. My guess is I think he is the Baratheon brother, but I can't remember his name.
My queen.
Can't remember her name, but I mean, I loved her.
S tier.
Yeah, incredible. Sweet.
She was I liked that she was Cersei's foil, and she
Yes.
got to die before they ruined her character.
Yeah, for sure. And again, in another iconic death as well.
Jon Snow, you know nothing, Jon Snow. Gimmick character, but I do really like her.
Yeah, someone I didn't think I'd grow to love, but then one of the most heartbreaking deaths
In the show.
Yeah, dying in John's arm, and genuinely, yeah.
Oh, it is Stannis, but that was the first Stannis. Sorry, I'm remembering the second because they changed the actor, remember?
Did they?
Yeah, I'm remembering
Oh.
second Stannis.
Interesting.
I love Stannis. He's A tier for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
Marjorie,
Tyrell, and the Tyrell family. Our first Tyrell, actually. Damn.
No, her brother we've put in C tier.
That's right. Yep.
I forget her name too, but she's probably an A tier. S tier?
I think I'm leaning towards S
I
tier.
think an S tier.
Because again, just one of those characters who I didn't think I'd grow to love as much as I did, but then became one of my favorite characters in the show.
Moving on to the next character.
We have.
Is that second Stannis?
I think it might be second Stannis. Wait, what the fuck?
I wasn't gonna open my phone, but
Because there's no one. There's no one else that could be that looks exactly like Stannis. And where did we put last Stannis? We put him here. They look. Roose Bolton.
oh, of course,
yes,
that's the first guy. He can go in.
He was the guy that raised the creepy fuck that fed people to dogs, who's not on this list apparently.
Doesn't look like it. We'll get there though.
Okay, interesting. Or is this meant to be
Yeah, that's the Greyjoy dad.
Greyjoy dad? Of course. I don't know, D or Poop.
Poop.
Yeah, like he didn't really do a whole lot.
He
and
raised
was
some
an
really cool
asshole.
characters.
Yeah,
but
and then he died falling off a bridge to his brother.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah, please, Mitch. We need as much help.
We
as
should have
possible.
had you. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Roose Bolton, right? Wait, I could actually just. I have it whole again. I have the computer right.
Yeah,
here.
it's Roose Bolton.
All
He
right.
was badass. I really liked the Bolton thing, the whole storyline
Yeah, for
with
sure.
fucking over the North.
Ooh,
I'll put him in A.
all right, sweet.
He died too soon, and that's the Greyjoy. No,
No, that's the lady from the
Oh,
north that
that's Sam's
John
wife.
saves. Yes, or Sam saves. I remember this because I recently started watching the show Skins.
and she is incredible in
she's
it.
incredible.
Her
She's
and what
catty.
the guy who plays Crazy Bolton is in that as well. Oh no, he's not. He's not in that.
Yeah, but there's
I'm
a few-
mixing Skins with Misfits because I watched them at the same time.
Yes,
and I
of course.
adore them both.
Yes.
S tier.
Yeah, she was great. She's cool.
And
she saved her
she-
baby. She lived.
She was this close to making Sam not the desk guy.
Yes,
But it was
actually taking him out.
It was just in.
I don't know. know if she actually was the one to encourage him to go home and do the cool stuff. Maybe she did. Jamie.
Are we going to break our god tier rule? Because I think he's a god tier character in the end.
in the end?
He gets there pretty quickly.
Interesting.
He's S.
I thought in the end is where it went down.
It
right?
went down a little bit, but I do like his whole like turning his back on the
Yeah,
Lannisters.
I remember I watched one of those like YouTube clips where it's like a very cinematic, view of a person who was of Jamie, and he was giving that speech in the bath, and it was just so beautiful. Him describing how he heard about the Mad King and what he was going to do, and how he was going to burn everyone in the streets, and then how he had to make that decision to stab his king that he was protecting in the back, and forever being known as the Kingslayer when he saved an entire city. And
But then you got to think deeper. Did he bring something worse? Because another war started because of the political strife he started.
True. Yeah. I think I kind of want to go to God, but
He's a god.
But at the same time, I feel like at the end of the show, that swap on Brienne was the fact that we have both of them in the God tier.
They were my favorite story,
They
second
were.
favorite story.
But then they were also the story I think got butchered the most.
It
I
got-
was
yeah, it was
so shocked
Limp dick at the end.
when Jamie just said, "Yeah, I need to go."
Yeah.
I was
It was good because it made no sense, and I liked when it made no sense, but
and then
he deserved better.
he died in Cersei's arms.
Nah.
It's like, so what is the end of their story? Their character arc is that they were right to be in love the entire time, and they were made for each other. Sort
Incest
of thing.
is fine.
Incest is fine. We show incest, but for the first time ever, we're gonna say incest is the good thing.
Incest is wincest. Bodrick, god tier.
I mean,
Someone at school told me that I looked like him, and that was the greatest day of my life.
this man
'Cause he's
did
got a massive
something
penis.
special. There we go. Yeah, perfect. Oh wait, hold on.
That's the Fire Lady.
Oh, that's Tyrion's.
I don't think she moves. I think she stays in C.
Yeah,
Fire
for
Lady.
sure. Yep. Whoops.
You know what? I'm going to change out. I think she's B tier, the Fire Lady.
Yeah.
I really liked when she came to the Starks and
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what she was doing. I guess she was predicting. Did she help at all in resurrecting Jon?
yeah, it was her whole King's Blood thing.
Yeah, okay. And then she just sort of vanished, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll give her a B. Why not? For when she was on the show, she was great, and then she sort of disappeared. We have oh god, what's his name? His sister, the other Greyjoy.
She's almost God tier for me. I think
Yeah.
she's S tier though.
Yeah, Watcher of the Boats. I don't remember what else she did except sail really cool. It sucks when we're getting we didn't get introduced to her towards the end of the show, of course, but we weren't introduced to her in those first 4 classic seasons.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like where there's the bit of the sour taste, but she was the best part of the later seasons. So in that sense,
Yeah.
I think S.
S tier, 100%. She's almost a God tier. The man with no name. Now,
boy.
this actor, I can never pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
Tom German man.
Recently in Stranger Things.
And he was the best character in the most recent season.
Yep, for sure.
He's also in the Dust Boot TV show, which I love. I love him so much. He's the man I love the most in the world. God tier.
Okay, incredible. I'm more than happy with him being God tier. I
They
think he
kind of weaked his character, but
a little bit. I don't remember him doing anything after Arya said goodbye.
yeah,
Which is a shame.
he's like, you succeeded my challenge. Goodbye. I'm gonna go fuck people now.
But when he was on screen, it was
Such
pretty cool.
an incredible actor.
Oh,
Grey Worm.
Grey Worm.
He would have been God tier except for that whole last season. So
Yeah, I really think he should have challenged Jon and actually stuck his grounds.
and fought like
Which-
he, was trained to do.
Which I know isn't his fault.
Yeah.
it's absolutely the writer's fault. But yeah, that should have been how his character, there's no way, I'm assuming here, one of the most loyal races in all of Game of Thrones would have seen his queen get stabbed in the back, essentially, by someone she trusted.
Yep.
And would have just been like a bunch of strangers he's never met said, no, he's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And he just left like, oh.
So stupid.
Unfortunately, that's kind of, killed it. Oh, that man.
Can't remember his name, but he's
That
the
man.
Brotherhood Without Flags or
I
crests or whatever.
remember him because I wanted to do a Game of Thrones one shot
Yeah.
when that gang of people that went across the wall to I think go.
Collect a White Walker.
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
And it was saved by Dragon or Dagon or whatever it was called.
and he had the sick flaming sword.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
The rebirth. It was really cool. A or S?
A, because I
You
can't
didn't
remember.
do much else.
Beric Dondarrion. I love Beric
Thank
Dondarrion.
God Mitch is here.
This would be unwatchable if Mitch wasn't here.
Yep.
Her, who was an incredible character, who got she was Daenerys's guy behind the desk,
I really
but
thought,
she was really good.
like I knew this would be me that would be sitting here going her or him. Like
I
thought,
can't remember names, like things I adore and love, and I've read all the books, I've watched the show twice. Cannot remember the names. I just have a thing with names.
Okay. She was really cool.
It's probably part of dyslexia. I'd put her an S.
I think yep, right next to Grey Worm. Perfect.
Cute.
Beautiful.
The Mance Raider, A tier.
Who's that?
Mance, he was the king in the past the wall,
Oh, he was too.
and he
He was cool.
he was all right.
The man who drank from the teat of a giant. I think I know exactly where this man's going.
Is the big
woman
still here?
In fact, let's put him right over
Yes,
here.
that's the true love story. Fuck you, Jamie.
Oh, he's beautiful. I loved him from the moment he came on. I loved him the entire time. I feel like his character never really broke. I think he stayed true, which is an easy character to not break. I think he had very easy and straightforward principles. And
if you follow him on any social media, he seems to be exactly the same in real life. Just big man who runs around wildness.
incredible.
Legend.
Oh, he is here. There we go. Another Joffrey incident.
S or God for me.
Yeah. But at the same time, like Joffrey, I can remember iconic scenes of him being an asshole. I'm trying to. Oh,
The sausage scene.
of course, I forgot he was a part of the whole dig on.
And he's part of Battle of the Bastards, which is
yeah.
the still probably second best televised battle scene behind Battle of Pelennor Fields.
I don't know. I think S.
S.
Okay, this is such a long.
We
tier
need to
list.
fix that S tier. It's a little too populated with mid as fuck people.
Oh, yeah, true. We need to. Hopefully, this episode will let us know, like, what our actual tier list should be, and we'll come back with a proper chart that will be the template for every time. Daenerys. Oh boy, I think it is universally agreed upon for those who at least don't like the final season that she was the most butchered. Like in terms of goals, in terms of spending an entire season developing this character and her beliefs and showing the arc that she goes through, and then sort of coming down to a slam dunk of throw it all to the wind. She's going to murder an entire city of innocent people. What are your thoughts on that?
D tier. I hated her from the beginning.
Really?
I've never liked her. Love the
Interesting.
actress, but I just did not care.
Yeah, for sure. I think, she definitely, from the start of the show, gave off those vibes of like too more like the paladin of a D&D group where she's too morally straight and there's no compromise. And
But she was allowed to break the rules.
yeah, exactly, for sure. And then I guess
Which made sense. She's a Targaryen. She's fucked by blood. Maybe I was too harsh. She's definitely not D tier, but there was something about Daenerys from the beginning. I think it was when the show started, I was a dancer and everyone at dance liked Daenerys way too much.
Yeah.
4 of the people I danced with got dogs and called them Daenerys in the same year.
Okay, yeah. Yes,
They hyped her as the greatest character. She was the best swordsman. She was the best horse rider. And I liked the Starks, and they were telling me that the Starks were shit. I probably she's probably S tier. If we're being honest.
No, yeah, I can see where you're coming from, and in terms of the most overhyped character, absolutely. I think the dragon shit's pretty goddamn insane, and I
Yeah.
think she has a lot of cool moments. But this might be a hot take. I would be fine putting her in A tier.
A tier. Go for it.
All right. Sorry, Danny. Oh shit, I've lost the mouse.
Emily Clark deserved better. Like,
Yeah, she really did.
the character could have been so good, but the transition from dumb teenage girl to marauding terrorist
Yeah.
could have been so easy to do in 8 seasons.
Yeah.
Yet for some reason it felt chunky and blocky and weird. And
Yeah.
it's definitely not her fault.
Definitely the weirdest character arc of the show.
Oh,
just
100%.
Up and down and up and down and up and down. Oh, another great Tyrell. I can't remember her first name.
She's definitely ass.
Is it just Lady Tyrell?
Yeah, Lady Tyrell. We'll get away with that.
Yeah, for sure. Alena. There we go.
I was thinking God.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe God.
I mean, she led to the death of Joffrey.
Yeah.
And then she got that final mic drop in front of Jamie. Like, she's like, is this going to be painless? No?
Yeah.
Okay. By the way, it was great watching your son shrivel up and die at my hands.
Right? And the whole concept of the Tyrells when they were fucking with the Lannisters of like, sure, you guys have all the gold, but without us, your people don't eat. How is gold useful when there's no one there to use it?
Yeah,
That whole like power over everyone, I loved. So yeah, Olenna,
absolutely.
God tier. The priest
the
for
priest.
Beric, God tier. I love him so much. That actor, I don't know his name. He's in an episode of Friday Night Dinner, which is one of my favorite shows. He plays a Jewish, what are they called? Rabbi.
Oh.
And he's also in Year of the Rabbit, which is a Matt Berry TV show about like a Victorian era detective.
Yeah.
And he's so good in it.
my God.
I know we're not talking about actors. The actor tier list would be completely different.
For sure.
But I absolutely love that. He's just so fucking
yeah,
funny.
he's a great character.
The guy from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Literally.
I remember him being in the show. I don't remember what he did. Yes, Thoros.
All right. Well, we'll skip till a handy dandy encyclopedia comes running around.
I think he's one of the Night's Watch that
Yeah,
gets his head cut off.
right?
No, or he's a wildling. There's way too many characters
You
in this
can
show.
sit and
We've still got like 30 people to go.
Yeah, and
in
also
10 minutes.
this might be my last. I don't think I can do another 30 minutes. after
No,
this
I
one.
think I'm done. I can't. My throat's starting to hurt.
So let's just power through these last ones so we can have a couple minutes of saying goodbye.
Okay, the dude that created the mountain.
Is that his dad?
No, he engineered
Oh.
him. He's the maester. that
Yes.
played-
Yeah, you're so right.
B. He didn't
B.
really do anything.
Besides that, that's his own
Qyburn.
thing.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is this Blackfish?
Yes, it is. S tier.
Yeah, from what I've heard, he's really cool. And then he did that really cool scene with the bow and
Can't shoot
arrow.
a pocket arrow.
Um,
He's just worse than his brother. A tier.
hey, really? I don't know.
What would you put him in? Maybe he's probably C. C. Go
Yeah,
C.
okay, sweet. We'll put him in
C.
C. Yeah, C. Boop.
D, because he looked nothing like he did in the books.
Yep,
I
and
like
then-
the blue hair and the naked ladies.
Yeah, and then he just vanished, and we never saw from him again.
God tier.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, for sure. Again, one of the most iconic. Some of these we got to rate by just one of the most iconic scenes. in the entire show.
sister. That was pretty cool.
Oh, just the most brutal death.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember
badass.
when I was watching that because I was watching with mum, but so I was watching the show at the same time with mum, but mum was watching it in another room. And then I was watching with a 30-minute delay. I don't know why we weren't watching it together. She was just watching it first because I was busy. And I remember sitting there starting the episode and hearing mum just go, "Oh God. Oh God." And then just sitting like, in 30 minutes, something's going to happen.
I'm gonna cry.
I'm going to cry. Oh, I cried.
His sister.
Really cool, but then again, sort of left to rot.
Yeah,
Literally.
literally.
A.
She had some really cool scenes.
for sure.
The D. I don't think she did anything.
Oh, that's the
Lannister.
The Lannister. Yep. Again, did nothing.
Daenerys' brother. I can't remember his name, but it's a Targaryen name. He did nothing and kind of just fucked around.
Yeah.
But he did get a cool death.
You got a
Crown
very
Walking.
funny- Yeah, exactly. That was hilarious. C or B?
Yeah, go C.
C. Yeah,
He just wasn't there long enough.
Mysterious. Yep, absolutely.
These two can go in.
I did not like.
Well,
these
there was
guys
the
at
third
all.
one as well.
There was. Oh, there we go.
They just did nothing, and
yeah.
it was such a cool setup. 3 like assassin swordswomen who then just kind of did
Yeah.
nothing.
A lot
and
of these
kidnapped
poops-
a girl.
And especially since these characters, maybe not him or him, but like these characters were coming in, once they started steering away from the books. So I feel
Yeah.
like they absolutely, maybe these guys are in the books and they could have like done.
Yeah,
there you go.
they're really cool. They're like sword masters. They're better swords fighters. Well, or daggers or blades or chains or something. They're badass.
Yeah, but in the show,
God
hey,
tier.
this is the guy I remember. but I clearly don't. He blew up a lot of people, and it was really cool.
Yeah.
No, he got
No,
blown up.
he got
with a
blown
lot
up.
of people.
Yeah, I just like the religious revolution arc. That was really out of nowhere and
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, it really took me by surprise.
Uh,
Who?
Poop. I think
Was
he
he
was
one of
one of the
these?
sons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Lame.
He was cool.
It was cool for the 5 minutes we got to
Didn't-
see him.
and then he got stabbed by his daughter slash sister slash lover. I can't really remember what
what their relationship.
this. The whole sand stuff was cool.
I think they
Hey.
were lover. No, because her lover was what's the guy that got hip hopped. So I guess brother
No, they were brother and sister.
and sister. Okay, gotcha.
I don't fucking know.
Greyjoy brother.
What was his first name? He was the uncle to Theon.
Yeah, the
Absolute
mad
fucking
pirate.
lad.
He was sick again. Apparently, much cooler in the books.
He's like Viking lord. He's probably S for me.
Really? Yes. Interesting. See, because
I just like boats. You know this about me.
I'm like factoring in level of coolness from what I've heard and then what they did in the show.
Yeah.
So that's why I sort of want to bump down to A. Like, what cool moments did he have in the show?
The when they sailed the boats at
When they were attacking the dragons?
they fought the dragons. Just all the Armada stuff was dope.
Like I meant, oh yeah, and him just flirting with Cersei in general, him thinking he had a chance,
And
was just
him
incredible.
asking Jamie how she was in bed was fucking chatted shit.
Yes. Euron, I think is that.
Yeah,
that's
Euron.
Euron Greyjoy. So cool in the books, absolutely. All right, final.
Blonde lady who I
the
have
fuck?
zero clue as to who
the
that is.
Fuck? Is that another brothel character? Maybe
We'll have to wait.
Don't remember.
Again,
I think this is
that's the witch that gives Cersei
yes,
the
yes, absolutely. For actually having Game of Thrones context and like actually being a part of an arc that was like meant to be a whole, like predicting
yeah.
one of the prophets of the show.
You'll be a queen or some shit.
Yeah, B.
B. I remember him, but I don't know who he is.
Yeah, what the fuck? Because he looks like he did something cool.
Yep.
But I don't remember. Sam's
dad. Oh, he was badass. Put him in B.
Yeah, for
All right.
sure.
Yeah, I know, sort of bad.
Randall Tarley.
All right, I need you to scroll up to the top.
Uh-huh.
Click on that little cog next to God tier.
Uh-huh.
Put a ad row above. Call it John tier.
Oh, can I just do it here? Oh, I can.
And put John in there, please.
Interesting. So your thoughts on John are very high.
He's the only reason I watched this show.
He really did. It did just sort of become the John show at
I've
the
got
very end.
Long
there.
Claw on my wall. I adore him.
Yeah, he had the coolest moments. He's the characters I think we probably related to the most. Just again, and probably the one who got robbed. Like his character didn't necessarily get butchered, but it just got robbed
Mm-hmm.
of what he
Meaning.
deserved, of meaning, of purpose. Like again, probably the coolest revelation of the show was it something plus something equals J, whatever that theory was.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the reveal and just that moment of I remember exactly the camera zooming back on the baby
The
and
eye.
then John's face, and it was
Rhaegar
incredible.
and Liar and RNL. Yeah.
R plus L equals J. But yeah, then just towards the end of the show, becoming the I don't want it, and
Yeah.
it was she's my
Sad
queen,
boy.
and
I just want some good dragon pussy.
yeah,
I feel like some of the shit I've said is said.
I hope Harry can find some highlights. All right, we got 4 minutes. Who the
Poop.
fuck are you?
Yeah.
He helped Hound build a house.
Yeah. A B.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. I like that.
No idea.
No idea. Rob.
C tier. He was disloyal.
Yeah, for sure.
And Ned
Benny,
can go and God
Ned,
tier.
yeah, for sure. The final god tier. The person I think hooked everyone on the show. What this show is practically known for. When you think Game of Thrones, you think the ability to kill off any character you're not ready. And that all started with the death of the main character, Ned Stark, season 1. Holy shit, we did it. That is so many characters.
This is ridiculous.
We should never do an 83 character tier list.
Well, we're going to have to revisit it when we do Dream Blunt rotation.
No, we're just going to take a snip of this and then see how it compares to like sex appeal.
Objectification. I don't want to do that one.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
It'd just probably be the same. John in the top.
John. Yeah.
I feel S tier is way too full, but I don't want to change it because we don't have enough time.
Yeah, any last minute revisions? It's looking pretty good. I'm happy with it. This is a decent. So this is Mean Cam's pretty much universally confirmed character love in Game of Thrones.
Fave season 3.
What season had the Red Wedding?
I want to say 3.
3, yeah.
Are they all merge into one?
Definitely 3 or 4.
Maybe it was 4. I liked 4 was a bit
I liked,
but I really liked it.
Arya with what's his name and Pie Boy.
Yeah, that was cool.
Her surviving, that was really cool. The start of Rob's army and that Red Wedding scene. What other arcs? Daenerys with the birth of the dragons, and she finally dealt with the Dothraki and she became a leader. That was kind of cool.
Season 3 was Red Wedding. I
Yeah,
thought
okay.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole build up. Nah, season 8 was my favorite.
Actually, quickly going to end on just an interesting probably take from me personally. I never really hated the show till like season 8. Like, I think it's pretty like with the common fan base, season 1 to 4, great seasons because they're the seasons that stayed with the books.
Yeah.
Season 5 is the season they started skewing away and a lot of people got lost, but people still liked season 5. Season 6, a lot of people started disliking. And then I think it's mostly known that season 7 and 8 is like trash.
Fell off. Yeah.
But for me personally, like I definitely see where it started to decline, but I wasn't having a bad time watching the episodes until it got to season 8.
Yeah.
And I think it's very similar to Better Call Saul and why
Yep.
a lot of people don't like it in the sense that it's a bit of a slow burn, but you got to watch it till the end because that satisfaction, that payoff of seeing all these arcs and all these storylines coming to a conclusion is incredible. And it's the best feeling. And Better Call Saul did it great. And
That last episode of Better Call Saul had me weeping like a baby.
it was beautiful.
The turn where he's just standing in front of the court and you're like, what? This is like, I've watched this guy for 13 years and he's just completely changed his character.
Yeah, but in the most beautiful way where he's like,
All for Kim.
without spoilers, but yeah,
All for Kim.
And he's like,
I'm tearing up thinking
it's
about it.
Jimmy. It's
Jimmy.
Jimmy McGill.
I'm not Saul.
Just watch Better Call Saul.
Yes.
It's beautiful. And Game of Thrones is the exact opposite, where it's,
Yeah.
and sort of spoiled the whole thing.
Well, an ad's about to start. I say we let the ad go and then we'll do an outro.
Yes, actually, yeah.
'cause
We
I
won't
feel
just
bad
end it on
rushing.
the- So absolutely watch Better Call Saul.
Yes.
Game of Thrones. Damn shame. Thoughts on the dragon? Haven't watched it yet.
Haven't watched
Excited to watch it. I think I've heard some people
Yeah.
have enjoyed the first episode.
Yep.
Hopefully, I don't know who's behind it or anything.
I'm going to bank it, watch like 5 episodes on a Sunday afternoon, maybe do a big pork roast and
Makes
get
sense.
some ale,
Oh, yeah,
ale
good thing.
mead.
Do you remember my Game of Thrones themed dinners?
I never went to one.
never went to one.
I don't think I was
Oh,
invited, Bradley.
Why wouldn't you have been
I
invited?
think I was invited. It's because I was working as a bartender, so I worked
Oh, busy every night.
7 o'clock till 2 o'clock
Yeah,
every
okay.
night.
Well, stay tuned for the outro after this
We'll
outbreak.
answer Noah's question.
Yep, beautiful.
We won't answer your question now.
Yes, we'll wait till the outbreak's done so all our non-Prime viewers can enjoy the answers.
Why did we pick Game of Thrones if we know like 5 names?
I don't know. I
It
really.
was ridiculous.
Well, again, I really thought because like you're a nerd.
Yeah, but I can't remember names. It's part of my dyslexia is I just can't remember names.
I really thought we've been going for 2 hours. Goodness gracious, this is going to be a hell of a podcast.
You think Harry's going to yell at us?
I wonder if Harry still remembers the start of the episode. Hey, we're back. Wow. Hey guys, this has been me and Cam's first podcast together. I think it went the way we thought it would. Maybe it went a lot of directions.
It went a lot of ways.
The fact that it was half interesting underage sex
Oh my
stories,
God.
and then tier lists,
Tier list.
and that's all it was. One of
I
the
had so many stories, and I was going to talk about anime with you, but
Well, I'm glad in a way that we. Oh wait, the ad isn't done.
oh no, the ad's going. Well, this is for the viewers.
Oh shit! I thought the ad finished.
This will be forever known as the lost episode, I think.
Yes, this is the black. What's it called? The black box. The black red box.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
The
This
thing-
one's not going up on YouTube.
No,
is what
this
we're
is the
saying.
archive episode for the original. We're still trying to figure out how we work. I like to think our podcast in the future may be a little bit more structured.
Yeah.
maybe some better. I don't want to say better context. It's a bit bad content. It's just it's been interesting.
I like
content.
the free flowing chat,
Yes, for sure.
but
For sure.
that was wild.
It was Buckwell. Maybe we'll do like a like how there's a GammaCon and then a GammaCon at night.
Yeah.
We'll have like a
Ah,
night
HQ
version.
after dark.
HQ after dark would be perfect, and then we'll just have like a HQ. Look,
The normal one.
yes,
Where
for
we
sure.
don't talk about illegal stuff.
Hey,
Welcome back.
welcome.
Let's wrap this bad boy up.
It's been fun.
It's been
I'm
incredibly
getting
fun.
sweaty.
I'm starting to stink.
This room. Actually, it like when I walked into the room, I definitely got hit with a whiff of like, oh boy, there's been some people sitting in.
We
this
played
room.
D&D
We
for 4 hours yesterday.
But now that I've sitted and I've soaked in it, I can't smell a damn thing. But I'm a little tired. I got some things. It's a Sunday. Sundays are my chore days.
Yep.
It's my shopping, my cleaning.
Yep.
All that fun.
Going from here to the shops,
Yeah.
do my shopping.
Yeah. I'm gonna go home, write a little list, do some dinners for the week. Maybe take some of these inspired onion dishes. Do you have a suggestion for me? A new dish I could try that I've never.
I reckon
cooked
do
before?
the roast onion and roast potatoes with
Roast
if you can get some
onions.
duck fat. If not, just some good butter.
Yeah, okay. Is that something you can buy? Just a tub of
Yeah,
duck fat?
I don't know if Woolies and Coles sell it, but I know the French bakery and deli in Fishwick does.
Oh,
But
okay.
Woolies might.
Surely in Dixon somewhere.
Yeah,
A lot of
sure.
crazy markets there. I hope you've enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Enjoy your Sunday. I don't think there'll ever be a podcast like this again, but I've enjoyed it. I like the just terrible chaos Brad and I bring to this. It's incredible.
For sure. Stay tuned for the following weeks. Where one
Let's
day.
bring up that schedule again and
Yep. Well,
just one last look.
um,
Put it in your calendar. Remember when to tune in to watch all your favorite HQ members.
Yep. Usually, I think we'll try. I don't know if it's consistently going to be me and Cam, but most of the time, I think it might be. But of course, Harry will come back every now and again. There's a lot of HQ members we haven't heard from.
Yep.
Lachlan,
Who won't
Adam,
be absolutely
Chloe,
fucked.
who will actually have decent things to talk about. Stay true for the games. If you're following for the games, I know a lot of Harry's audience are big fans of the Bannerlord contents. And, not just on this schedule alone, I think there's been a few pop-up Bannerlords. So just, keep that little bell icon for every time. Again, it is super fun. You get to play the game
Yeah.
with the streamer.
It's incredible.
insane. And of course, just working and having Mitch's beautiful music in your ears while you're going I get the most work done when I have Mitch whispering to me.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
And he'll answer any of your Game of Thrones questions.
Yes, absolutely.
We love you all. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next Sunday.
See you next time.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, gang. Boy, a professional person would have had OBS. Hey, you remember how Sopranos ended with just in the middle of